Justice Creek Art Studio, located on the north side of the Pilot Point Square, is the newest way to let your creativity flow. The owner, Sheila, a teacher of 15 years, can help you and your family's imagination roam free. Justice Creek Art Studio offers both adult and kids classes, in-studio pottery painting, private events, and even art-to-go kits for when you're on the go. Coming from an amateur artist, Sheila made the experience fun and easy. Classes book quick, so run on over to www.justicecreekartstudio.net to find the class for you, or swing on into the studio and meet our favorite artist yourself.
Hi, I'm Chance Kirby, the broker at Irick Real Estate. For 68 years, Irick Real Estate has been serving Pilot Point and the North Central Texas area. At Irick Real Estate, we understand that each client has their own unique needs. That is why we have 8 realtors on staff to meet those needs. Be it buying or selling, residential, commercial, or farm and ranch, we have a realtor ready to work with you. Don't let just anyone handle the single largest investment that your family may ever make. Trust that process to a local office that knows the area and will handle your transaction ethically and responsibly. You can find Irick Real Estate at pilotpoint.com or feel free to call me directly at 940-300-6900. Irick Real Estate, serving the area since 1952. Russell Pelzel with Hometown Pharmacy has built a reputation on providing only excellent service and support to the Pilot Point community. You can depend on Hometown Pharmacy to deliver the best customer service along with a selection of quality healthcare products. When you use Hometown Pharmacy, you will work with a knowledgeable and understanding staff who will help you find the right products and solutions tailored to fit your lifestyle, as well as equipment that will integrate into your daily life. Contact Hometown Pharmacy at 940-686-0123. Since 1983, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency has been covering the insurance needs of Pilot Point. Regardless of what that need may be, they have you covered, offering homeowners, auto, life, farm and ranch, and commercial. Give them a call at 940-686-2692. That's Germania Insurance, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency, located just north of the town square at 211 Scott Lane in Pilot Point, Texas. Scott Walker Insurance Agency, always there to help.
We want to wish our varsity cheerleader, Abby, a great senior year. Love Mom, Dad, and Michael.
Established in 2004, Ernesto's Fine Mexican Food has continued preserving its original home-style cooking and hospitable touch. Ernesto's family has roots in Mexico as well as Texas ties. Relying on those roots, Ernesto created specialties. Ernesto's won't let you down. So join them for home cooking, or as they say, Comida Cesar, in family-style service. Located at 10279 Farm Market 455 East, Suite 100, or at the corner of 455 and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. They look forward to seeing you, and go Bearcat.
Hey Bearcat fans, living in North Texas, you know all about bad weather. When bad weather does strike, look no further than James Floyd's Custom Roofing and Construction. Custom Roofing and Construction has built their business off of quality
Being a dedicated, hard-working realtor who strives to put clients first, it's about building relationships, not closing transactions. Feel free to call or text for all your real estate needs at 940-390-3911, or you can visit my website at southernlifeliving.com. When experience counts, call Laura, your local Irick real estate agent.
Enjoy that old time.
Welcome everybody. This is going to be the Bushland Scouting Report Show. We're coming to you live from the Coconut Palace. As you can tell, school is out and everybody's favorite assistant coach, Travis Marsh, my partner in this podcast, is also working double shifts as
yes, parent and
podcaster.
host. Yeah, there it is. So I guess podcast co-host.
So here we are. Let's start first by wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Playing some Thanksgiving football.
Yeah, man, and that's always awesome. Now, before we get started, we know we're going to have our Who Are They section coming up. If this all works out correctly,
producing on the fly here,
yes,
people.
we will make that happen. But we have a special guest, and again, just for those that are listening, happy Thanksgiving, and maybe you're on your way to Vernon, America, to watch the Bearcats play. We do have a scheduling discrepancy. It has been pointed out to the UIL and Max Preps. We are not playing at 7, like the UIL broadcast says, their bracket says. We are playing at 5 p.m. Okay.
If you get there at 7, it's
going
to be pretty close to being decided.
Yeah, you'll know it a lot. You'll know a lot more than we knew at 5.
Yes.
And so, Vernon, America, 5 p.m., Lion Stadium, 2102 Yucca. All right, and it's going down. And so we're going to learn about the Bushland Falcons. Okay, but before we dive into football, my brother is going to be our special guest today for Who Are They?
And explain to those out there listening, what is Who Are They? For
So
those that are new.
We just want, that's the first question that anybody always asks.
Who and where?
Yeah, who are we playing this week? Bushland. Who are they?
Exactly.
Where are they? And so we're going to take care of these. But the thing about my brother joining us on this show is he's not in here with us like my dad was last week. He's in Philadelphia.
We're worldwide, people.
Well, that's America.
Geography's not my strength, I guess.
But
we actually are worldwide.
I do appreciate your gusto there. All right, we digress.
I'm not cutting out any of this laughter.
Don't, please
None
don't. I hope I can bring joy to someone's life. All right, so here we go. Let's phone a friend, and Caleb Marsh will be on the hotline.
Checking in live now.
All right.
We need a sounder. Ooh, wow, it's working.
Hey.
Hey, I kind of feel like Regis Philbin right now. I feel like we're phoning a friend. So, well, hey Caleb, how are you?
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, how are you guys doing tonight?
Man, we're doing fantastic. Let me turn you
More
up a
Caleb.
little bit here.
More Caleb.
Yeah, let's turn old C Marsh up.
Okay.
All right. So as we explained to our podcast listeners here, you're in Philadelphia. We're in Pilot Point. We're actually in your old bedroom. So, in any case, man, how's everything in Philadelphia?
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's better because on Friday nights I have my little ritual. I settle in on the couch and get me a little bit of food, turn on the TV, crank up YouTube, turn on the Bearcats. And so the fact that y'all are still playing in Thanksgiving week is really, really awesome. So I'm really looking forward to it. Things here are good, and I'm ready to watch some more Bearcat football.
Well, I know that with all of the whole pandemic crisis that's going on,
Mm-hmm.
I know that you have 4 little nephews and a niece that really miss you, and we'll be happy when we get to see you. But I'm glad that you can enjoy a little Bearcat football.
Yeah, it's been fun, and I miss all those little ones a lot. But I guess being able to watch stuff that's happening back at Pilot Point allows me to feel like I can connect to home a little bit, and then it's an honor to be here with y'all on the podcast, because I'm a huge podcast listener, so it's an honor to be part of one of my favorites.
Would this be your first podcast appearance on?
Oh man, I think it might be. Yeah,
well,
I think so.
There you go. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. It's cool.
No problem.
Now,
Yeah.
excuse me,
sorry,
Chance Kirby
Yeah.
here, Bearcat Insider.
Yeah.
I'm looking because you say you listen from Pennsylvania. I'm looking at our statistics here. We have 2 listeners from Limerick, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And we have 1 from Philadelphia. Which one do you want to claim?
Well, I'll claim the one from Philly. I would say the other is one of my relatives, my in-laws, and he was a former college football player.
What's up, Uncle Phil?
Yeah, Uncle Phil is he tunes in typically on a Friday night as well. So it's not just me; it's a family affair. I've roped in all of the Philly relatives to listen to the game. So
awesome.
It's pretty fun. Yeah.
Well, one last comment before we get down to business here. Man, what a year to be in Philly, and thankfully the Eagles are almost as awful as the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's weird because there's this race for the NFC East championship, and I don't feel like it's like congratulations ? Because is it really worth winning the NFC East? I don't even know if it means anything. So yeah, it's not a bad time because I think everybody's just
it means a more
fighting.
terrible draft pick. That's what it means.
How awful would
really
it how awful would it be to in your current state if the Cowboys were the only NFC East that was terrible?
The fact that it's everybody makes it so much easier to deal with. Because if we were on the bottom of the stack, and by we, I mean Cowboys, because I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be worth dealing with.
And you're embedded deep behind enemy lines up there.
Oh, deep behind enemy lines. Yeah.
I do enjoy your Facebook posts of the streets of Philadelphia.
Yeah. That's my bit. That's my bit. Whenever they lose,
it's awfully quiet on the streets of Philadelphia.
It's
because it's to be honest, it's the only time it's ever quiet on the streets of Philadelphia.
Yes.
After an Eagles loss. So.
Well, so the Bearcats this week, we have the Bushland Falcons, and the first question that anybody always asks is, who are they and where are they? And so you're our guest this week, and so I know you've done your due diligence. So, Caleb, I'm going to turn it over to you. Who are they?
I love this. I love the Who Are They segment. It's quickly becoming one of my favorite parts because I'm always curious too. So this was really fun for me to kind of dig in and learn about Bushland and I guess the first thing we'll just set it on the map. It's in the Panhandle. It's in Potter County. If anybody's ever been to Potter County, it's about 354 miles from Pilot Point. If you go west from Pilot Point, and you get
that's a pretty exact estimation.
It's exactly. If you look at a map, it is 354 miles from Pilot Point directly to Bushland. But I know that no one's actually going to Bushland, which is kind of a shame because it's kind of cool. It's actually along the old Route 66, and Bushland is actually one of 14 towns that are remaining as part of the Route 66, the old school towns, and so it's really pretty cool.
Through it, and I'm sure you have, and as you're probably going to get to, everyone has that's ever went west. They just don't realize they've driven through it yet.
100%.
Yeah, just kind of like Clyde 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
No one knew where Clyde was, but then Travis figured out he had been to the Jack in Box.
No, Caleb and I stopped at the Whataburger.
Oh, the Whataburger.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
Sponsorships are available.
Yep.
Jack in the Box or Whataburger.
But yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it's and this is what we'll find is this. Even the history of this little town is a lot like the histories of all these other little towns around Texas. And I think the coolest part about it is if you were driving out to Bushland, you'd get to go through the Cadillac Ranch. If you've ever seen the Cadillac Ranch, if you've ever seen that, then you've basically you've been to Bushland because it's about 15 miles.
So you
west
can
of
pick up your
Amarillo.
spray paint cans in Bushland.
Yep.
But you'd have to go
100%.
past Cadillac Ranch to get to Bushland to turn around and go back. But
That's right. Yep. It'd probably be easier just to grab them in Amarillo.
they're pretty pricey at the one convenience store that's near Cadillac Ranch, so you may want to go on to Bushland and get you some spray paint and come back.
There you go. So it's really close in proximity to Amarillo, and it is one of these old Route 66 historic towns. Pretty cool. It only has about, at least according to the internet, it only has about 1,300 people in the town. It's a small town, but the high school has an enrollment of about a little over 520. So it's a pretty big high school.
That's 100 people.
That's
100 more bullets than we got.
Yeah. So it's a pretty large school for for the small size of the town. So that's just kind of the breakdown of like where it is and that. But there's some cool history about the town of Bushland if y'all are interested in hearing anything.
Well, yes,
about that
that's
too.
why we brought you on.
Yeah, man.
So it's going to be a little bit roundabout, but I promise I'll get there because it's really cool. The history of Bushland starts in Illinois, and it starts because of all things, what we think of as one of the most like Texan of all things, barbed wire. So Joseph Glidden is one of the inventors of barbed wire, and he bought this ranch in 1881 called the Frying Pan Ranch. And really what it was like a testing facility for his barbed wire, and it was like a showroom. He wanted to prove to everybody that he could put up barbed wire and he could put cattle on it and they wouldn't get out. So he did that, became very popular, made a lot of money. And this dude named William Bush comes down from New York to take a look at this ranch. And he says, I like what y'all have here. I want to buy this ranch, or at least part of the ranch. And so William Henry Bush bought the land. Then in 1903, he founded Bushland.
It's a great name change because the imagery with Frying Pan Ranch just sounds like a hot, miserable place that I don't want to go to.
Well, and Glidden, it's funny you mentioned spray paint. I mean, I guess Glidden might have worked out okay if it was called Glidden Land.
Yeah.
But Bushland, it has a little bit better ring to it. But this William Henry Bush, he had a hat company, and he also, this is the weirdest fact of all about William Henry Bush. He made his fortune off of helium. So he became a multimillionaire from selling helium deposits out in Bushland. So that's really like the most interesting thing about the history of the town I found. And as far as famous people from Bushland, if you go kind of look around online, it usually attributes most famous people in that area to Amarillo. But they do have some famous athletes, I guess famous-ish athletes from Bushland. In 2009, so I know I don't want to step on y'all's football analysis, but in 2009 they went to the state championship game and they lost to Muleshoe, but they had two players on their team who went to Colorado State. Both of them went to Colorado State, and both of them ended up as free agents in the NFL. And then they also have a quarterback at Oklahoma State. So I don't know if y'all talked about that or will at all, but
well, it's funny you brought up 09. That's the first time I remember being aware of Bushland because they were in the D2 division that year. That's the year that we won state, but we had a crazy district that year, and Bushland actually beat Callisburg in the semifinal. And
oh wow!
And Arbery went deep that year in the playoff with Coach Moore leading them. And that's the first time I remember hearing of Bushland was in the 2009 season.
Yeah, same. And then they as far as athletes go, those appeared to have been a couple of dudes because they were big guys. Both of them are like 6'5", 260, and they both went on to play in the NFL. So must have had a good team in 2009.
They went to state. They got beat by Dangerfield. Yeah, didn't work out.
But that's all. That's really all I got for Bushland. But it's cool to be on the podcast, and it's cool to have a small contribution, if any, to the show. So thanks for having me on.
Well, if anything, people hear a different voice than mine and Chance's, and so they're probably they're probably thankful.
Now, you did let your father down because if you listened to his podcast last week, no surprise that I didn't point it out for Clyde, but your father mentioned how many churches were in Shallowater, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed that you let him down and didn't research how many churches were in Bushland.
well, I will tell you this: that when Bushland first started in 1903, if you're listening, just so you know, they had four businesses, an elementary school, and a Baptist church. That was was the whole town in 1903.
Way to make it up.
What more can you ask for? Now, Caleb, before we let you go, there is a special person on the Bushland roster that I think holds special meaning for me and you. And
Okay.
that'd be number 28. He's a wide receiver and defensive back, 6 foot, 145-pound sophomore, Baylor King.
Oh, Baylor King. Sick him, Baylor. I hope.
Well, no, don't sick him, Baylor. What are you rooting for? But no, I just I found that interesting. I thought you might enjoy. Keep your ears perked for old Baylor King.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet name.
It is. I like it. I think King Baylor would be cool, but Baylor King. That's all right. But hey, man, thank you for your wonderful insight into Bushland, and I guess I look forward to seeing you whenever I get to see you.
Yes, sir. I'll try to make it back to Pilot Point as soon as I can, and to see everybody. But thanks for having me on. It was fun to learn a little bit about Bushland, and more fun just to hang out with y'all for a little bit tonight. So y'all have a good night. Enjoy.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right. Love you, bro.
Love you too.
Bye. All right. So live from Philadelphia.
Awesome.
So before unless you have you been doing, cut me off. Before we get to when Bushland has the ball, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Cat fans, one thing that I love about walking into the field house is looking at all the old pictures that you have from years past and being able to relive the history of those great teams and great players. And I love walking through with my sons and showing them a picture and saying, man, look at that guy, and telling them a story about a great play. And you can have the same opportunity to do that with your family by using Ashley Marsh Photography to capture your family's great memories. Seeing those pictures of your family will allow you to talk to your kids or your grandkids and tell great stories about things that you've done or things that you've seen or just funny memories that you might have. So if you ever want to document your family's history, please contact Ashley Marsh Photography. You can find her on Facebook, on Instagram using Ashley Marsh Photography, as well as her website, ashleymarshphotography.com.
Located in Pilot Point, Texas, the Chandler family has been making custom cabinets for over 40 years. As a team, Chandler Cabinets is committed to designing and building the perfect cabinets for you. They will make the process comfortable and stress-free by personally guaranteeing a superior product built on the standard of superior craftsmanship and immaculate customer satisfaction. From concept to completion, perfect form and function. Chandler Cabinets is an award-winning company with a reputation for consistent innovation at the highest level of design. You can find more information on Chandler Cabinets at chandlercabinets.net or on their Facebook page, Chandler Cabinets. Chandler Cabinets, 40 years of excellence.
I'll handle it.
Okay, now we're back from that commercial break, and first thing we're going to do is just talk in macro terms regarding Bushland. What do you got, Coach?
So Bushland comes into the game 9-2 overall. Okay, their two losses were to two number one teams in their division. They lost to number one Brock and number one Canadian. So there's no real blemish on the record. That's not something that they can't, I guess, make an excuse for or give a reason for.
I believe both of those are still in the playoffs. Well, I know one for sure.
Yes.
Okay.
But they've taken care of business. They have up to this point they've put some points up, and they've played some pretty solid defense. They were threatened a couple times throughout the year, but for the most part they've really taken care of business. Josh Reynolds is at the helm. This is his first year as the head coach at Bushland. And he's had a very successful first year. I hope if given the opportunity at some point to be a head coach athletic director that my first year goes as well as Mr. Josh Reynolds. Bushland overall has a relatively short history going back to 2006 was their first football season, and they have enjoyed an all-time record of 110, 55, and 1. We have a 15-1 season in 2009. I don't know if that was a state championship win or loss.
It was not. It was a loss. We talked about it earlier. To
Dangerfield. I wasn't listeing, apparently.
Shout out to you, Caleb.
Yeah, thanks, bro. All right, but they did come off a 12-1 2019, where they obviously went 3 deep in the playoffs and lost at that point. So they do bring in a track record of success. So there's always that to contend with. Being a relatively new program, they're not going to have, they're not knee deep in tradition, but it looks like they're getting ankles deep for sure. Now, when they have the football, all right, Bearcats going to be on defense. You're going to see various parts of their offense that are going to look very familiar with various parts of our offense. There's a little bit of overlap in the scheme. You'll see a lot more of a horizontal passing game than what we've presented the past few weeks. They love them some screens, and they really like this fake the screen, throw the deep ball off of it type action. They're very good at it, and they're led by number 2, Coleman Janelle, 5'11", 185-pound senior quarterback. That guy's the real deal. Good thing is we've been facing real deal quarterbacks
since Plainview.
All year.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a bad quarterback that we've played this year. And we've seen guys that can throw it. We've seen guys that can run it. We've seen guys that can do both. We've seen it all. So I kind of see Mr. Coleman Janelle very similar to the Paradise quarterback. Has a great arm, can get it done. Has great legs, can get it done. And he's going to be a threat for sure. But he's going to be joined in the backfield by number 44, Ethan Fuentes, 5'11", 190-pound senior. Runs behind his pads. Think a lot like whenever Dorian had the ball. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of wiggle, but there's a whole lot of banging heads and tough yards going on.
To quote John with Aiden's run last week, this gentleman can find the truck stick.
Yes, he definitely pushes the truck stick early and often.
Gotcha.
And he's a good hard runner. And then they have a stable of talented receivers. And they're good. They're very good. You have I'm not going to go through all their names because I'd be talking about names forever. They're good. They're not going to be. They have one big target, number 20, and that's going to be Brody Sutterfield. But other than that, they're all kind of smaller, quicker kids, and they'll cause problems if we allow them to.
So are they balanced, or if you had to?
I would consider them balanced, and that might not be percentage-wise balanced. They might not be 50-50 run pass. They might be, but I think they're equally efficient running the ball and passing the ball.
It's like Boyd, for instance. Lamance was a very good quarterback, but I felt like he was a run-first quarterback, not a balanced quarterback.
This you're looking at a balanced system as far as that goes.
Okay.
This guy can throw the ball well enough to be a threat, and so look for a lot of quarterback GT. Like I said, the horizontal run game. Or not horizontal passing game with the screens and then the screen and go type look. They will run a little bit of fly sweep. They do it all. They have a little bit of everything in there. And so it'll be interesting to kind of see how the game develops and see the chess match between the Bushland coaching staff and Coach Freeze when they have the ball. We're gonna have to be on our A game. We don't have an opportunity for a mental lapse because any mental lapses they will capitalize on. Any blown coverage, expect a touchdown. Strike up the band, Bushland, because you just took it to the house. And then, we have to play gap sound football up front because they are very, very good at running the football. Big old offensive line. Number 78 is the one that really sticks out, mainly on the defensive line. But Eddie Moore, 6'4", 265-pound senior, is the real deal on both sides of the ball. He is a player.
How do they have a lot of two-way players? Like the quarterback, is he playing in the defensive backfield as well?
The quarterback is not as much of a two-way player. He will make an appearance, but they try to limit his reps as much as they can.
Since 1983, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency has been covering the insurance needs of Pilot Point. Regardless of what that need may be, they have you covered, offering homeowners, auto, life, farm and ranch, and commercial. Give them a call at 940-686-2692. That's Germania Insurance, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency, located just north of the town square at 211 Scott Lane in Pilot Point, Texas. Scott Walker Insurance Agency, always there to help.
We want to wish our varsity cheerleader, Abby, a great senior year. Love Mom, Dad, and Michael.
Hi, I'm Greg Pelzel. Here at Pelzel Printing, we do custom embroidery, custom screen printing, and promotional product. You can reach Greg Pelzel at 940-453-5443. Go Bearcats.
Pelzel Barbershop and Salon and Southern Junkies has been home of the Bearcats since 1973. Whether you are looking for a classic crew cut or the perfect game day outfit, we have you covered. We carry a few fan favorite brands including Hey Dude Shoes, Judy Blue Jeans, Z Supply Clothing, and Orleans Candle Company. Come check us out on the north side of the square in downtown Pilot Point or online at www.southernjunkies.com, and that is junkies with a Z. And don't forget, go Bearcats!
There is no better source for local news than the Pilot Point Post-Signal. Pilot Point Post-Signal has been covering Pilot Point since 1878, providing award-winning, top-notch coverage of Pilot Point and the Pilot Point Bearcats. You can start your subscription today by going to postsignal.com and signing up for their special, which is 2 months free of the digital and print copy, or you can call their phone number at 940-686-2169. The Pilot Point Post-Signal, the best source for local
When the Bearcats
news.
have the ball. We've talked about it, and it's no secret. These guys watch film. They're going to have to pick their poison. Are they going to let it be an ish game, or are they going to let it be a max game? And who knows what they're going to decide to do. But they're going to line up, and you're going to see what is going to look like the Pilot Point Bearcats playing defense against the Pilot Point Bearcats. They run the same two schemes that we run. They run a ton of man. They're extremely high percentage on man coverage. They don't call a lot of blitzes because they don't have to, because they're in a pressure defense to begin with, but they will when they get in a four-man front, spike a linebacker in there and blitz him, things like that. Number 78, Eddie Moore, he's going to play nose for him. He's going to be a big old boy in there that's going to give us fits if we allow him to. Solid linebackers. They're solid across the board. They really like, I think they're pretty high on number 1 in the secondary. That's Leaford Calder. They move him around in man, and I think they might put him on the best receiver and play matchup man on that and try to find positive matchups with the personnel that they have.
There's another pick your poison to be a Pilot Point homer.
Good
Who's
luck.
the best receiver?
Who do you want to put your best guy on? If you put him on Aiden, then we have the other 3.
Yeah.
Put him on Jay. You have the other 3.
Put him on Avery.
No, I mean it's It is. It's a pick your poison type matchup. It's going to come down to our ability to run our offense. Can we execute it? In a man pressure scheme like what they run, the good thing is if you ever make it to the second level, there's nobody there. The bad thing is you have to get to the second level. And they do a really good job of being gap sound, of playing good football. They don't seem to make many mental mistakes that we've seen. There are some things that stick out that we feel like we can exploit. And I think that we have a good game plan to take care of those things. I don't know. I don't get in the prediction game. And I never will. I'm not going to get on here and try to give Bushland any type of bulletin board material, except that, buckle up, everybody, because it's liable to be a slobber
Well, it is
knocker.
the third round of the playoffs.
Yeah, and
they don't get easier.
No, and they've done such a good job throughout the course of the year, and then we've done a good job. We're 9-3, they're 9-2. So we have one more contest than they do. They had, a COVID cancellation kind of in the middle of the year. We share a loss to Brock. Their loss to Canadian looks pretty similar to our loss to Gunner. Then we have the Whitesboro. They don't.
Yeah.
Maybe that COVID game that they missed, maybe that was their Whitesboro just waiting to happen.
Could be.
I do believe that game was against Perryton, if I remember correctly.
I probably have that here in front of me.
Yeah, well, enlighten us all. It's Perryton.
Okay.
You're too slow.
Okay. It's not even listed on Texas football.
That's because it was a cancellation.
So they just blank it out.
Yeah, it never happened.
Wow, I was going to have to start looking at dates then. So then that wasn't good.
So, like I said, we're looking forward to a great contest. We sure hope that everybody has safe travels from Shallow Water, but that was last week. From Bushland all the way to Vernon, and then Pilot Point all the way to Vernon for a Thanksgiving week showdown.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
All right, well, we want to say a big word of thanks to our sponsors. That'd be Chandler Cabinets, Dana Walker with Germania Insurance, the Pilot Point Post Signal, Southern Junkies, Pellsville Printing, and last but not least, Ashley Marsh Photography. We sure thank those sponsors for supporting us. So Bearcat fans, please go support those local businesses. And guys, happy Thanksgiving, and as always, go Bearcats.
ISD Superintendent Chris Wiggy. Now your coaches for the Pilot.
The views and opinions expressed by Ryan Menard and John Little are those of the broadcaster and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Pilot Point Independent School District or PilotPointBearcats.com. Any content or comments provided by our broadcast team is their opinion and is not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, anyone, or anything. This broadcast of Pilot Point football may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any other form without the expressed written consent of PilotPointBearcats.com.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Texas who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play, and you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
This is Pilot Point Bearcat football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Right, Aycock's going to get inside the 10, run a man over 5, touchdown! Woo! Man, he just showed his muscles there.
That truck stick.
Yep. Play action pass, Max Holler looking end zone.
Look at this.
Has a man.
Okay.
Caught. Touchdown, big play, Jay in the end zone.
Now to the booth with Ryan Menard and John Little.
We are live. Good evening, Bearcat fans. This is Pilot Point Bearcat football on PilotPointBearcats.com. You're listening to the Custom Roofing and Construction pregame show. Tonight, the Pilot Point Bearcats have hit the road again and ended up at Lion Stadium in Vernon, Texas to play the Bushland Falcons in the Region 1 semifinals. I'm Ryan Menard, and joining me tonight is Minister of 90s Bearcat football, John Little. Welcome, John. Pilot Point got their second playoff win last week while beating the undefeated Shallowater Mustangs for the area championship. They have a similar challenge in front of them today with the Bushland Falcons. What are you looking to see from the Bearcats tonight?
Yeah, Big 5-0. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way, brother. That day late, but it is what it is. I'm looking to see these Bearcats, see if they can continue to improve offensively since really late October. They've scored 52, 21, and 52, and then 48 last four games. So, the 21 was against Brock. So if you throw that out, I mean, we're averaging a 50 burger on offense. And then, this Bushland team, they're fast pace, no huddle, sideline to sideline offense. It's going to be, really up tempo, and I think it's a really delicious offensive matchup. It's kind of like my Thanksgiving plate yesterday.
Yeah.
A great matchup. It was delicious.
Speaking of throwing Brock out, we'll get to that in a little bit. On our first look at the Bushland Falcons, Bushland is 9-2 on the season, and they were the District 2 3A Division I champions. Bushland's only two losses this year came to number one teams ranked in the state. The first was our district champion, the Brock Eagles, and the second loss they had was to 3A Division II number 1 Canadian. So those losses are nothing to scoff at. They very similar losses to us with the Gunner and Brock as well.
Real high quality opponents.
Yeah. So Bushland outscores opponents at a 2-to-1 rate, averaging 40 points a game for, and only allows 20 points a game against. Their playoff record so far is 2-0. They beat Slayton in round 1, 70-14. And they edged out Wall last week, 28-27 in double overtime. They actually were down 7, scored a touchdown, decided to go for 2 in double overtime, and converted with, you called it a toe tap catch in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, it was a walk-off game win. I mean, they celebrated as soon as that play was over.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So offensively, the Falcons like to sling the ball around. It's mostly a horizontal passing game. They want to tire you out, running you sideline to sideline, and then they'll try to sneak a big play down the field. Coleman Janelle is the quarterback, and he's always looking to throw it. So, my buddy Kyle, who coached at Amarillo River Road, said that even when he's scrambling around, he's really just trying to extend plays to make plays with his arms. He can run on you, but that's not what he's wanting to do. So even when he's scrambling around the pocket, he keeps the eyes downfield looking for the play down the field. Defensively, we're going to see pretty much looking in a mirror defensively. They run the same style of defense that we run. So most everybody they can fit in the box is going to be in the box. Most everybody on the skill position side is going to be matched up man on man. So, we're going to see our fair share of no gains and negative plays today when we have the ball. But, I think with our skill position players, it's going to be inevitable that we're going to bust a few big ones tonight. And I think that's going to ultimately be the difference in the game is we're going to have more big plays than they have. Their defense is anchored by their nose tackle, Eddie Moore, listed at 6'4", 265. If you can control him in the center of the defense, you can control the line of scrimmage and you can move the ball on the Bushland Falcons. Pilot Point is coming off, no doubt, their best game of the season last week in a 22-point win over Shallowater, who at the time was one of the top teams out of West Texas, number 3 ranked by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. These kids really look like they could be turning a corner. Last week I saw something where they had a bit of an edge about them. Some of these players are playing with that little bit of nastiness needed when you're playing football around Thanksgiving if you want to continue to win. So that being in mind, here on the Custom Roofing and Construction pregame show, John, who are your players to watch on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, Ryan. So for Bushland, I think you touched on a big 78. He's a senior defensive lineman. Eddie Moore. He's listed at 6'4", 265. He plays nose tackle. He can be real dominant on defense. He can make plays in the backfield. And last week against Wall, he was constantly disrupting their offense. So neutralizing big 78 is going to be key for us to get our running game going and give Max enough time to throw the ball back there. And then also they've got a bevy of wide receivers, not really the running backs like Shallowater, but the wide receivers. So they've got Leaford Calder, number 1. He's a senior. They've got a big, tall target, number 6 at wide receiver. It's Jalen Marshall. He's listed at 6'4", 180, runs a 4.7. Big target for that guy. And then, as you mentioned, I think their player of their division is Brody Sutterfield. He's a wide receiver defensive back listed 6'1", 180. He's a senior, and he's number 20. And then their running back is Ethan Fuentes, number 44. So he's a hoss. He's 5'11", 190. He's a senior. He's going to tote the mail for him. He's going to carry the ball quite a bit tonight. And then on defense, he comes off the edge, and I saw him in Wall's backfield.
Your typical defensive end running back.
Yeah. Hey. Small town football. You got to love it. But he's a tough kid. That Ethan Fuentes, we gotta really commit to tackling that guy. You go in there 50%, you're gonna be getting the tail end of the truck stick against that guy. And then of course for our Bearcats, it's the usual suspects. Of course we got Ish Harris, a running back with 1,512 yards on the season. Our guy, Big Play Jay, who's up to 652 yards receiving on the season. He had a couple of touchdowns in a huge game last week, and also led the team in tackles. I heard he had, I think, 11 solo, 12 total. It was impressive numbers 2 weeks in a row from him defensively. He's led that defense. And then, of course, Max Holler, man, he had, 243?
He had 380 total yards of offense himself last week between rushing and passing. 6 touchdowns.
Right. Just rushing, he had 243. He's averaging 24 yards a carry.
Something
ridiculous. If he can keep that up, we're in good shape.
Keep that up, we're going to be playing into December.
Yeah, that's Pilot Point to the max right there.
Yeah.
So, of course, our main guys. But Also, keep an eye on that offensive line because they got a tough task tonight to keep Big Eddie Moore out of that backfield and control the line of scrimmage.
That's absolutely right, man. So, Pilot Point looking to build off of a couple really impressive performances. So 3 of their last 4 games, they've just looked really, really good. Like a team that really can be playing in past Thanksgiving into December.
Peaking at the right time.
Closer to Christmas. I talked about that early in the year about the 3 seasons, and you want to be peaking coming into the 3rd season. Well, that's exactly what this Bearcat team is doing. All that in mind, we're looking to move on to the regional final next week. What are the keys tonight to get that done, John?
Yes, sir. So key number 3 is tempo. Okay, so Bushland showed last week they've got Castleberry-like tempo. So Castleberry is probably the fastest team we've ever seen play, I think, for Castleberry, I'm referring to from earlier in the season. But Bushland's very up-tempo, and that can be an advantage or disadvantage. It just depends on who's controlling the game, I guess. And it was a unique style because Wall runs, the veer kind of double wing, and Wall likes to control the pace from last week. So it was kind of a weird game, a lot of turnovers. But our defense has to stay disciplined, and we have to stay ready for that up-tempo style. And we're not going to be able to substitute, whenever we want. We're going to have to substitute when they substitute. And then our defense is going to have to be led by, of course, Jay Cox, number 5, Troy Tincher, 56, Tristan Trubenbach, number 14, and then Max Haller in the secondary, along with Ish, Avery Smith, Tyler Kavalson, and Aston Kirby are going to have their hands full in secondary. So we're going to have to communicate quickly, and we're going to have to get our adjustments from the sideline in quick on defense. So key number 2. Key number 2 is the pass rush. So on both sides of the ball, really, our offensive line has got a block led by our left tackle, number 62, Aaron Stripmatter, left guard, Dag Morgan, center, Caleb Holloway, right guard, Jacob Scott, right tackle, Colin Haynes, and then with Ryan Riney rotating in, number 70. Those guys are going to have their hands full with big number 78, Eddie Moore, and 44, Ethan Fuentes. So tonight, really, less will be more. If we're saying his name less, that will be more. And then key number 1. The Wild Wild West, the Wild Wild West. So that's a little Cool Mo D, 1987. That's probably way before.
I thought that was
your
Will
time,
Smith.
though.
I don't know.
Well, he does have a Wild. Yeah, he
Yeah.
has a Wild West version, but the original version is Cool Mo D. And by Wild Wild West, I'm referring to the wild cards in this game, and I think that Pilot Point is actually the 1-point underdog by Dave Campbell's football. But I saw sideline to sideline show all those guys picked Pilot Point to win. But
similar to last week.
Yeah, but I think Bushland's going to come out and they're going to play every card in the deck. I wouldn't be surprised to see a flea flicker, double reverse pass, onside kick, fake on a punt. We got to look for all that. In a wild game. Bushland was fortunate enough last week to pull out a very wild victory against Wall, walk off, as you said, double overtime winner. But the Bearcats just need to come out, assert themselves, and really take control of the tempo and stay ready for Bushland to throw the kitchen sink at them. Just play with discipline, execute our game plan, and I like the Bearcats' chances in this if we can execute.
Bearcats have a great opportunity in front of them today. Go to a little bit of, there's been some games already played today, and the game that most closely ties into this one, Jim Ned, number 6 Jim Ned, played number 1 Brock earlier today in Tarleton State, and Jim Ned, the number 6 Jim Ned Indians, upset the number 1 Brock Eagles by a score of 19-16. So the winner of this game avoids the Brock Eagles and is going to play, I don't know if that's a good thing considering Jim Ned just beat him, but is going to be playing the Jim Ned Indian
team. He immediately turns this game into a trap game.
Yep, because both teams were looking at the bracket thinking that Brock would be the next game. Both Bushland and Pilot Point had lost to Brock by a pretty significant margin, so it was weighing on their mind. So now that Brock is out, that doesn't, Jim Ned beat that team, so you got to give Jim Ned the due respect, but maybe that mental block that might come from playing a team that beat you pretty handily earlier in the year is gone. So that's big news for the Bearcats and for the Bushland Falcons. Whoever wins this game is gonna have a different opponent that they hadn't seen yet.
And while you're at it, Ron, with the little Travis out-of-town scoreboard, Malakoff, the number 4 team in the state, beat Grandview, number 2, ranked team in state 24-21. So it's a
Yep.
day of upsets.
Upsets. Mineola was another top-ranked team, got upset by Art Briles' coach Mount Vernon. So a lot of upsets here today, so nobody's safe. When it comes to the weather, it's 58 degrees and partly cloudy. Got a pretty steady 12-mile-an-hour wind coming out of the northeast. For us, the wind is going from left to right. So when we'll be going to our end zone here on the left side, you'll be going into the wind. When we're going the opposite way, obviously we have it on our back. I don't believe we had a coin flip yet. No, all of that. But no rain in the forecast. It's going to be a pretty good day for football. Just a little bit windy. And that's going to pretty much, looks of the day. So Pilot Point's sporting the all orange jerseys, black numbers, orange pants, white helmet. Bushland's got the all white jerseys, pants, helmet with the gold wings on the helmet.
Falcon leaves.
Yep. And that's going to do it for the Custom Roofing and Construction pregame show. We got the national anthem here. Both teams are on the field, so we're going to cut away to the national anthem, and we'll be back after maybe a quick commercial after that and bring you Bearcat football, brought to you by Speedlight Broadband.
Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital, Pilot Point, has been caring for animals around the Pilot Point area for the past 30 years. Large and small pets can expect a quality experience unmatched by other clinics. Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point offers all the services you'd expect from your veterinarian. They provide preventative care, which includes vaccinations, flea, tick, and heartworm prevention. They also provide sick animal care, surgical, and dental needs with their full-service lineup. Good luck to the Bearcats this season from Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point, where pets are family.
I'm Coach Danny David, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
For the best Mexican food experience, visit Uncle Beto's Mexican Restaurant on the corner of Liberty Street and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. Uncle Beto's offers the freshest and most authentic flavors that you can only find in the best Mexican cuisine. Dine in, or if you prefer curbside service, call Uncle Beto's at 940-686-0143 and order your food to go. Be sure to make Uncle Beto's a part of your game night routine either before the game or up until 10 p.m. on game night. Uncle Beto's is ready to serve all you hungry football fans. Uncle Beto's is a family-owned and operated business proudly supporting the Pilot Point Bearcats.
I'm number 80, Alan Santoyo, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Located in Pilot Point, Texas, the Chandler family has been making custom cabinets for over 40 years. As a team, Chandler Cabinets is committed to designing and building the perfect cabinets for you. They will make the process comfortable and stress-free by personally guaranteeing a superior product built on the standard of superior craftsmanship and immaculate customer satisfaction. From concept to completion, perfect form and function. Chandler Cabinets is an award-winning company with a reputation for consistent innovation at the highest level of design. You can find more information on Chandler Cabinets at chandlercabinets.net or on their Facebook page, Chandler Cabinets. Chandler Cabinets, 40 years of excellence.
I'm co-captain Avery Brown of the Pilot Point varsity cheerleading team, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
And we're back after the national anthem. So Bushland won the coin flip and has elected to receive the opening kickoff. Pilot Point will be kicking into the wind here to start the first quarter, which I believe means the second and fourth quarter. They'll have the wind at their back, which right now the flag, I can't really see the flag. Yeah, the flags are waving, so that wind I said in the pregame show, it is a pretty steady wind, about 12 miles an hour. Not really any major gust, but a pretty steady northeast wind.
Could be a factor.
It was affecting our kickers. Our kickers were kicking into the wind pregame. Normally, Howell is good from about 43 going into the wind. It was about 37, 38 yards. That's about what the range was. And I can tell you Bushland's kicking game doesn't look to be near as strong as ours, considering they were kicking with the wind and only had about 28, 29 yards in them. So,
what you think about the showmanship? They waited till the last second to take the field there.
Yeah, make it all about them. We'll see what happens. I didn't think much of it. Yeah, I like them coming out with the American flags and all that.
Yeah, I do like that little tradition.
We had to hold the national anthem for them. Holganger is going to kick this one off into the wind. It's going to be under the right sideline, fielded at about the 20 and brought in up the middle, and there's some space, and Holganger has to stick his head in there. And he's the first one to make a hit. A host of other Bearcats join in, and that is going to give Bushland their first opening possession of this ball game right about their own 35-yard line. About a 15-yard return on that Trent Trubenbach kickoff return for the Falcons there. Fielded at about the 20, returned out to, like I said, right about the 35.
Do you think Howell picks out the guy that he knows is going to run right to him so he can make the tackle as well? He does that quite often.
You know what? He has no issues putting his hat in there and making the tackle.
The greatest tackling kicker of all time.
Bushland's got everybody bunched up close to the line of scrimmage. Jet sweep action, play action, handoff up the middle to 44. Pilot Point's going to try to chase him down. He did just try to stick his head down, and he ended up running into the back of his own teammate, but not before he got about 10 yards.
Watch how fast they get reset here, Ryan.
They are already on the line of scrimmage. That was the first down. The chains aren't going to get anywhere near set. Empty formation, quarterback run right to the left. That's not actually the quarterback. It was a Wildcat. Number 4, Cash Bradley, who I was warned about. The kid has got tons and tons of speed, so...
Yeah, now quarterback has moved back to the quarterback position. Still empty backfield.
Yeah. So apparently the last play wasn't a first down, but this one was, so it's 1st and 10. Dropping back to pass, little tunnel screen. Bearcats sniff it out, and they can't make the tackle immediately, which is going to allow the guy to get about 7 yards, and they're not joking when they talk about tempo. The chain crew, you can tell, is clearly having issues keeping up. It'll be 2nd and 2 here. Punch formation. Motion left to right, jet sweep action. They do hand it to Cash Bradley, and Aiden Cox is going to really push him out. Let him get the edge, but didn't really let him catch the edge with much momentum, but he was able to turn it up and get a first down into Bearcat territory, and this drive is lightning NASCAR speed.
Yeah, similar to Shallow Water. They're coming out fired up, but these guys are a lot faster.
Yeah, another jet sweep opposite way. Number 20 with the carry. He's going to get the edge. And Ish Harris is going to have to push out number 20 after a pretty decent gain. That's Brody Sutterfield. Bushland trying to get all their playmakers the ball early. We've seen 44, we've seen 4, we've seen 20. So we've seen all these guys so far. Coleman Janelle is the quarterback for the Falcons. Hadn't seen him throw anything down the field yet, but this might be the first. He's dropped back to pass.
He's going deep.
He's going down the seam. The ball's floating up there, but it's going to be caught. 3 Bearcat defenders all running around number 20, Brody Sutterfield, but nobody decided they were going to cover him. And that was a quick touchdown by the Falcons. That is a lightning fast tempo.
Sure is. We're going to have to adjust to this quick.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to answer offensively now.
Yeah.
We're already behind the
So the Bearcat secondary has had some moments where they've let guys get behind them, but there's not been a whole lot of confusion like that. The guy was running in a circle of about 3 Bearcat defenders who nobody really said, I have that man.
Yeah, it looked like we were all kind of looking at each other like, whose man was that?
Yeah, there was kind of a bubble going around that guy. So coaches are getting them coached up there. Coach Marsh told me before the game that, he thought that this might be an old-fashioned shootout, and he didn't think it was going to take very many, but he was confident. He didn't think we were going to have to make very many stops to win this game. He said if we could make, 1, 2, 3 stops, and he felt pretty confident about our chances, which tells me they're not too confident that Bushland's going to stop us.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they went through us like butter right there.
Speaking of,
6 plays. The Chandler Cabinet scoring drive was 6 plays, 63 yards in a minute and 20 seconds. And, man, it was lightning fast.
Yeah, the chain crew was having trouble keeping up. Even when they weren't having to move the chains, even when they were just having to move the down marker, Bushland was getting ready to snap the ball before the down marker was even set. So that was a lightning quick tempo. But they have it teed up at their own 40 on the right hash, looking to kick it. Our deep backs are only standing at about the 20, so I don't know if they think that this kid can kick it too deep. The kicker is number 54 or 64. Can't quite tell.
64, it looks like.
Yeah, Angel Ortiz. He is listed as 64 and the kicker. So he's going to approach.
It's an odd kicker's number.
Yeah, and he's going to kick it deep, and it's going to hit at about the 14 and bounce out of bounds. Avery Smith knew that one was going out of bounds, so he watched it and made sure it did. Bearcats going to get the ball. I believe that's going to be at around 35 after that penalty.
Yeah, it was a wise move by Avery. He just saw it going over his right shoulder, and he knew it was going to be out of bounds. So he let it go.
Well, let's see how the Bearcats answer. So last week they let up a touchdown.
30, Ron. Started at the 30.
Started at the 30.
Yep.
Not as many plays last week, but kind of a really quick, big play touchdown. And the Bearcat offense answered with a quick one of their own. Let's see how they do it today. They come out in shotgun. Max Holler's our signal caller, standing next to Ish Harris, who got another couple commits or offers this week.
Yeah, SMU and
the first play is going to be a slant route to big play Jay, who's going to make it hard to tackle him. And he's going to be tackled at about the Bearcat 45-yard line. So that's a 15-yard slant route on 1st and 10. And the Bearcats have their first Irish Real Estate first down. And it looks like we're going to run a little bit of tempo ourselves here, already on the line of scrimmage. Get a little bit of an early start. The whistle didn't blow. Max Holler is going to weave his way in through some defenders, and there's going to be a flag coming on the back end. The referee threw the flag in an area that there was nobody standing in, so I don't know if it was just a late...
It was a late flag.
Couldn't get it out of his pocket or what? But I can't imagine anything that could be called on the defense in that area, so that's going to be a penalty on the offense. Now I kind of wish they would have had the pre-snap motion penalty.
Blocking the back on the
Bearcats. That's our first advanced vet care hospital penalty of the game. You know, some of the guys in the Bearcats backfield got moving a little early, but I guess the referees decided the snap came in time. But now I kind of wish for the pre-snap motion there because it would have only been 5 yards instead of 10.
Yeah, we've got Max, Ish, and Jay all wearing the bright orange spats.
This is going to be a hand. Oh, Max Holler's going to pull it out of Ish Harris and keep it for a 2-yard loss. If he gave it to Ish Harris was going to have to really work to get the corner. I think he might have been able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but the read told Max to keep it, and he ended up losing 2 yards.
Yeah, and that was Kyler Duke for Bushland coming from his outside linebacker spot. Just made a really nice tackle on Max in the backfield.
3 receivers left, tight end right. Bearcat's going to roll out left. Deep pass coming the backside, and that's Aiden Cox. Looked like he was being absolutely mugged from the line of scrimmage, and no flag. Okay, that's a missed call number 1 of the day. Still looking for that eye doctor sponsor for the year. But here we go. So it's going to be 3rd and long for the Bearcats. Holding penalties are going to, holding penalties can be the end of a drive.
If anybody does LASIK in Pilot Point, they need to holler at Chance Kirby.
That's right. It's not too late. Trips left, pistol formation. Max Holler is going to drop the snap.
Oh, no.
Ish Harris is going to pick it up, and now he's going to look to make something happen. Stiff arms a man, but he's going to be drugged down about another 5-6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So this isn't the answer the Bearcat offense was looking for, but the drive was derailed by a block in the back. And then I don't know what the play call was there, but it was a drop snap. But if we get the pretty clear pass interference call, we have an automatic first down, and we didn't get it. So
yeah, penalty just got us out of rhythm, and we just went backwards from there.
Yeah, so we did end up getting a first down, but we're punting it from 1 yard behind our opening yard line we were on to start the drive. Aiden Cox is going to catch a snap, and he's going to get a low punt, and it's going to hit, but it's going to take a Pilot Point bounce across the 50, and there it's going to dive at the Bushland Falcon 44-yard line. And with that, we're going to get a quick word and come back for Bushland's second drive of the game.
Enjoy that old-time country feel at the Martin General Store, located in downtown Pilot Point on the historic Pilot Point Square. The best way to describe the general store is it has a little bit of everything, from circle-y candles to specialty jams, dressings, sauces, home decor, kitchen decor, goat's milk soap, jewelry, a large assortment of old-time candy, nostalgic toys and books, pet toys and treats, greeting cards, and gift wrap. She also serves cold drinks, and last but not least, Beth Marie's ice cream. That's Martin General Store, a little bit of everything.
We're back. We missed the first play of the Bushland drive. The quarterback, Janelle, we had a quarterback keeper up the middle for 1 yard maybe. So it's going to be 2nd and 9, ready to snap another one. Back to pass. Looking down the sideline, throwing down the seam, have a man, and it's going to be incomplete. Ish Harris in coverage, didn't make the contact. No flag, so it's going to be 3rd and 9. Coleman Janelle's the quarterback, like I said, for the Falcons. And he was targeting, it looked like that was going to be Cash Bradley he was targeting. Number 4 down the sideline, one-on-one with Ish.
Yeah, big play right here. We need to get a stop.
3rd and 9, it would be big to get a stop here. 2 receivers left, 2 right for the Falcons. Bearcats jump off sides, going to be a free play for the Falcons.
Throw it deep.
Deep route, Aston Kirby in coverage. It's going to be picked off by Avery Smith, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. I don't actually see the flag on the ground, but everybody knows there was a flag.
That is odd. He must have already picked it up.
Yeah, I don't see any flag on the ground. They didn't throw the flag. That's a Twin City turnover. Nobody threw a flag. Okay. That's an interception, Avery Smith. So the quarterback, you feel, hey, I'm going to take any break I can get, but you feel for the Bushland quarterback. He thought it was very clear that the Bearcats jumped off sides, so he just slung it down the field. Free play. Avery Smith finishes the play and intercepts it. Nobody thought it was going to matter, but looking back, nobody threw the flag.
That's why you finish plays out, though.
That is exactly right. The Bearcats catch what they lost on the first drive with the no pass interference, they gained back right there. This time under center. Max Holler takes snap, pitch snap to Ish Harris. Ish Harris getting some blocking, cuts it up, makes a man miss.
Let's go, Ish.
He's going to break it out.
Let's go, Ish.
Blocked by Ashton Kirby. Cross the 50 to the 40. Pushed out by the safety. Tripped up at the 30. Number 14, Scotty Hendricks saved the touchdown for the Falcons. But Ish Harris got the pitch. And you know what I've seen him do a really good job of all year? Is the defensive end on the other side comes up the field. Ish Harris has no problem cutting that inside. It's exactly what he did, and he went for a big game.
Yeah, and then bouncing it back outside. And, man.
And everybody's walking back like there was an advanced vet care penalty that I'm not seeing anything on the ground. But, yeah. Holding on none other than Aston Kirby. I'm telling you, he cannot wear number 8 next year. We are not carrying this bad juju to next year. He's 25 yards down the field blocking. So what are they going to do with the ball here, right? Because it was clearly way down the field. Yeah, so they marked it down the field. So it's going to be one of those odd. It's a penalty on the offense, but it's going to be 1st and 5.
1st and 5.
Takes away a big run for Ish Harris. You'd like to see him get going early, and that's what he did, but he's not going to get credit for the yards.
He's not going to lose the confidence from the play, though. He knows it's there.
Reminder to everybody, we are doing the chat, so I know a lot of people are watching the broadcast on one network and listening to us. Don't forget to let's be interactive on the chat here. Bearcats 1st and 5. Max Holler should be a quarterback sweep to the right. He's going to catch a hole. Oh, woo! That could have went all the way. Number 44 trips him up.
Fuentes just grabbed Max's shirt from behind, and that was the only thing between Max and reservation for 6.
We got to see that next year Max has because, there was really nobody left. A couple Bearcat blockers and a Bearcat convoy that would have went all the way to the end zone. But it is an Irish Real Estate 1st down. Bearcats to the line quick. Max Holler takes a snap, looking to pass, and he does have a man come underneath. I thought it was early contact.
That could have been interference.
Yeah, Aston Kirby's not going to get a call. It's going to be 2nd and 10. That was definitely early contact there.
You got to fight through it.
I believe I heard Coach Marsh talking on the broadcast, the San Antonio chapter. There's no complaints. It's the first time they had the San Antonio chapter. Nothing to dislike about it, but here early. We caught a break, but we had a couple go against us too.
Yeah, it's been
roll
odd.
out, Max Hall looking to pass. He's going to hit Jay Cox. Is being pressured. He kind of slung it, didn't set his feet. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Bearcats. Jay Cox didn't have a whole lot of room there after he caught it, but he would have forced some Falcons to make a tackle.
Yeah, little 17 Kyler Duke, their outside linebacker, has been very active in this game. He's in the backfield in Max's face.
One thing we do know is Jay Cox is tough kid to tackle, so there would have been 2 Falcons there tasked with it, and if neither one of them could have got him to the ground, it could have been a big play.
Yeah, I like those odds, Jay versus 2 guys.
Bearcat faithful here, and quite a few people are in the stands, bringing some energy. Bearcats got 3rd and 10 under center. Drop back to pass Max Holler. He's looking down the sideline. Oh, just a bit overthrown for Jay. Big play, Jay running down there on a wheel route. Couldn't connect, got his head wrapped around a little late. Bearcat punt team's going to come back out.
Still another penalty flag, kind of knocks us out of rhythm again.
Yep, because that big Ish Harris run got into Falcon territory, and here we are punting from our own 35-yard line. So clean up some of these penalties here.
Hayden didn't really get a hold of that first punt. Let's see if he gets a leg into this one.
Kind of a low-line driver. He's going to field this one, have plenty of time. He's going to get it off. This one's more high, not quite as far, straight up in the air. And it's going to be dropped. It's muffed. It's on the ground. A couple Bearcats there. Could they get on it? We're going to see. I think the Falcons jumped on it. We'll see what happens. It was going to be number 4 who muffed it. That's Cash Bradley. There were 3 or 4 Bearcats there, and Cash Bradley was the only Falcon, but I think he might have been able to get on it. But there's a ref down there digging through the pile.
They're not immediately.
These are all these wrestling.
These
are all these wrestling over the towel drills that I remember doing in middle school was all about here. Trying to get that football at the bottom of the pile. Pilot Point Bearcats get it.
We got it.
Second Twin City turnover.
And they got a penalty flag, I think, for unsportsmanlike.
There were no Bearcats in the area where that flag came from, so I would think it has to be.
Yeah, that official came out of there hot. I think he got an earful from somebody. The coach is super hot over there on the sideline.
Well, that's another Bushland mistake. But the Pilot Point Bearcats, we couldn't capitalize on the first one. We got to capitalize on this one. Let's see what the advanced vet care penalty is going to be. It is going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Falcons. I guess they were unhappy with the call and said something they probably shouldn't have said. They did assign it to a number, not a coach.
They did.
So, but I think this coach probably agreed with them, with the way the motion on the sideline was going. But this is a golden opportunity for the Bearcats to get some momentum that they desperately need at this point.
Yeah, Ron. One thing you gotta look out for. Eddie Moore on that punt really had pressure up the middle. We're gonna have to block that guy. Otherwise, he may be in a running for a block punt later on in this game.
Max Holler under center. Jay Cox at fullback. Ish Harris at running back. Going to take the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Ish Harris. And Ish Harris breaks a few tackles, spins out. He's going to take this one for a touchdown, but there's a couple flags. Man, these officials are really wanting to make themselves known here early.
If they're getting paid by the flag, they're earning their money.
Oh, man, Ish Harris, that was an excellent run,
too. It really was. Spin move and a stiff arm.
Because he had contact at the line of scrimmage, a stiff arm, like you said, a stiff arm, a spin move, and outran everybody 21 yards of the end zone. And the flags come out.
No
flag on the play. Waving it off. Tells a printing touchdown. 22 yards from Ish Harris. That's what I don't understand. How do they wave the flag? 2 officials threw flags. 2 officials threw a flags in the same area, and they're all saying, "No, I'm just kidding."
I'm just glad we're home team this week. We don't have to worry about locking the door and drawing shade like we did last week. It gets shallow water.
We are swinging the gate. This extra point's going to be into the wind, but the whole Ganser was having no problem from this distance into the wind pregame. But you brought the pressure on the punt. Let's see if we can protect the extra point here. There's a little bit of motion. Snaps a little high, but fielded kick is up.
Protected well.
And it was protected well. The Nick's Italian PAT is good. 6:27 left in the first quarter. Bushland Falcons 7, Pilot Point Bearcats 7. Let's get a quick commercial.
Hey Bearcat fans, this is Coach Marsh. I know that whenever practice is over and I get home late, the first place I think of is Nick's Italian. You can go to Nick's Italian or you can call it at 940-686-2520. You get great quality food at a great price, not to mention the friendly service that you receive from Nick and his staff. Next time you're hungry and you don't feel like dragging out all those pots and pans and trying to cook for a family of 6, call Nick's Italian and they'll take care of you. Nick's has been family owned and operated since 2003. You can find the restaurant at 1340 South Highway 377 in Pilot Point, Texas. Support a veteran owned business in Nick's Italian. Go Bearcats.
I'm number 12, Max Holler, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
And we're back. John's got the Chandler Cabinet score and drive summary.
Yes, sir. It was one play, 21 yards.
Ish Harris touchdown.
Ish Harris touchdown, and it came off the Twin City turnover, the muffed punt. We didn't see who recovered it, did we?
No, we sure didn't. But I tell you, these officials are having a rough start with some of the things
They're not in rhythm.
No, but hey, the Bearcats finally get their answer. Not so quick, but 7-7 game. Holganser has it teed up. The Southern Junkie kickoff is a pooch kick, kind of right in the no man's land, right in the middle. Fielded on the bounce. Bearcat deep coverage team is immediately there. And that's going to be about a 1-yard return on the Trent Trubenbach kickoff return from the Falcons there. I like the strategy because Bushland looked dangerous on the first kick return.
Yeah, they were not sure who wanted to field that one. Hillel put it in the perfect spot right in the middle of the field in between a ton of Falcons there. And great coverage. Tackled right away.
Bearcats have caught in a couple breaks here after the first Bushland touchdown drive. So we'll see the defense stand strong here. Motion right to left. Jet sweep action fake. Janelle's going to keep it. And Aiden Cox is going to be there and scare him into a tackle. But Tristan Trubenbach's going to come across the top and make the tackle. It looked like Aiden Cox was ready to make the tackle. And I guess Tristan Trubenbach came underneath and tripped up the quarterback. So 2nd and 8. Motion right to left. Jet sweep. This time they do give it to Cash Bradley, who turns it up. And not a ton of room. He's only going to get maybe 3 yards. So we're going to look at a 3rd and 5 here for the Falcons here. 5:53 and counting. 3rd down.
Yeah, like you said, you got to watch that Cash Bradley. He's quick.
Yep. They have him split weight out in the wide here against Aston Kirby. Motion left to right. Looking to pass. It's going to be a screen. Pressure. He picks off. Ish Harris intercepts it. They saw the screen coming, and the ball was thrown right into Ish Harris's chest. That is the 3rd Twin City turnover here in the first quarter by the Falcons. This is time the Bearcats really assert themselves and take their first lead of the game.
Yeah, it's similar to what I saw against when Bushland was playing Wall. Ryan saw three picks. The quarterback threw 3 interceptions in that game last week, so we got to capitalize on this.
I guess Wall didn't do a good enough job on that part of it. So
Nope.
Here we go. Max Haller takes a snap. It's going to be a pass play. Jay Cox, slant route. Ball was thrown just a bit behind him. Jay Cox got his hands on it and batted it up, and it was going to fall to the turf incomplete. We talked about that at the Bearcat breakfast this morning, all the turnovers that Bushland had last week, but they still won. It's because they move at such a tempo. There's so many possessions in a game.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, they only scored, 28 in double overtime. So it's a lot of defense was being played.
2nd 10, handoff to Ish Harris. He's going to have some space.
He's got some room.
Jump cut, breaks a
Let's go, Ish.
20. This will be an Ish Harris fight. Touchdown, Ish Harris. Pelzel printing touchdown. 33 yards from Ish Harris for the Bearcats to take the lead.
Oh, he's having a day already.
So 2 touchdowns and an interception so far here in the first 6 minutes and 31 seconds, or 41 seconds. Pilot Point math for you.
Ish is coming to play today.
Well, rolling the gate. Going to be a Nick's Italian PAT here by Howell Ganser. Try to extend the lead to the Bearcats to 7 points. Snap, hold, the kick is up, and it is good.
Yes, sir.
Bearcats 14, Falcons 7. Let's get a quick word from the sponsors.
The Curtis and Holly Peacock family are proud supporters of Pilot Point ISD. The perseverance that our students have shown in these unprecedented times is a true reflection of what it means to be a Pilot Point Bearcat. The Peacocks want to wish all students in Pilot Point ISD a great 2021 school year and encourage them to continue to be an example to others. The Peacock family is always behind the Pilot Point Bearcats and Lady Cats. And remember, it is a great day to be a Pilot Point Bearcat.
I'm senior varsity cheerleader Aspen McCord, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
And we're back at the Chandler Cabinet score and drive summary.
Yes, sir, Ron. Those 2 plays, 34 yards. Only took 15 seconds off the clock, and Mr. Hegon himself took it to the house. Another Ish Harris score. Thank you, Chandler Cabinets.
Man, it was a good run, too. Got some good blocking. The Hogs really are controlling the line of scrimmage. You know, had a few negative plays so far, but that's the 3rd time Ish got loose. The first one was the hold. The other 2 are the big touchdown runs. Low line drive this time. Fielded on the run at the 20. It's going to be brought up across the 35, and the tackle will be made right about there at the 35. Got 15 yards on the Trent Trubenbach kick return. That's kind of where they've started every one of their drives so far after the kickoffs. Right there, right around that 35-yard line.
Yeah, nice coverage by Preston Webb and Alex Pugh on that. Make the tackle right up the middle.
3 different kicks from Joel Ganser on kickoff so far. We had a traditional, we had a little pooch, we had a low line drive.
Showing his arsenal.
What's next? Well, here they go. The Falcons come back. Now they're in this position where they need to answer. They're down in a 7-point hole. And they're looking to throw. They're going to throw a wide receiver screen to Brady Sutterfield. There's going to be a hold in the backfield. So this 15, 16-yard completion looks like it's probably going to be coming back. These officials out of the San Antonio chapter are sure wanting to make sure that their drive was worth it, aren't they?
Every flag was thrown on this day.
See what the call is. It is a hold on the Falcons. Going to send them back 10 yards. Another advanced vet hospital penalty.
They've got momentum right now. They need to keep this.
Well, Bushland Falcons with the screen game, and they're liable to throw interceptions, and they're lucky that little screen that Ish intercepted earlier didn't go back for a touchdown. A lot of times when screens get intercepted, there's not very many people there to make the tackle.
Yeah, Ish caught it in a lot of traffic. If he would have broke one tackle, he might have took it to the house.
Yep, the Falcons looking over to get their calls, and then I'm sure we're going to be off and running here. 2 receivers left, 2 right, 1 running back in the backfield with Coleman Janelle. Janelle's going to take the snap, drop straight back to pass, getting some pass rush. They're going deep, and they have a man. That's Cash Bradley. Gets behind the secondary, and it's going to be waved off. He couldn't hold on to it when he hit the ground, and that's going to really bail out Avery Smith, who definitely got beat deep in coverage by Mr. Speed himself, Cash Bradley. But it was kind of a bad throw. He was looking over his right shoulder, had to look over his left shoulder. It looks like he might have landed on the ball when he came down and couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, the ball had way too much air under it, and looked like our press coverage. We just got burned from the jump, and that's a fast kid. Can't let him get behind you.
Yeah. Well, they're going to keep trying these deep passes, so it's going to be 2nd and 20 here for the Falcons. Same balance formation, 2 receivers right, 2 left. Janelle back to pass. It's going to be a quarterback draw. He's going to run it up the middle, and not really anywhere to go. He lunges out to about the 30, 31-yard line of the Falcons, which is going to give him about 5 yards on the scramble. Going to set up a 3rd and 15 for the Falcons offense here.
Yeah, it looked like good pressure by Jacob Dane, number 47, up the middle, and then Tristan Trubenbach touched him down.
Yeah, I don't think it was a designed quarterback draw. I think when he saw the pressure coming around the edges, he just saw the hole in the middle, and he decided he needed to go. There wasn't a whole lot of room, though. 3rd and 15 for the Falcons. Janelle back to pass, looking left, and he's going to sling it deep. Ish Harris is in position to make a play, and he does.
Yep, knocked it out.
Another one. Quick hands from Ish Harris. He did this last week. Saved a touchdown where right as the ball was getting in the receiver's hand, he knocked it out of his hands. He just did the same thing. Leiford Calder Jr. had his hands on the ball coming down with a catch, and Ish Harris just used his quick hands to knock it right out of his hands for an incompletion. 4th and 15 from their own 31. They're sending the punt team out. Look at this weird formation. So they're going to send 3 gunners out here on this side.
Trip stack to the near side.
It's an interesting punt coverage formation. See what they do out of it. No motion out of it. It's just a punt. They're going to punt it that way. It's going to bounce, and TK is going to field it on the bounce at the 35. He picks up a block. He's going to get to the 40, to the 30, to the 41-yard line, and another flag coming out late. Nowhere around the football either. But where it stands, it's going to be Pilot Point Bearcats at their own 40, but we know because of the penalty it's not going to stay there. It was about 10 yards there for TK on the Trent Trubenbach punt return.
Man, I thought my son could dish out the laundry. This officiating crew.
They didn't drive for San Antonio for nothing.
No, they're getting their money's worth.
Let's hope they get it all out of them in this quarter, because it's still the first quarter. 3:53 left in the first quarter. That's going to go on the Bearcats. An advanced vet hospital penalty on the Bearcats. 10 yards, marching back. I guess it's going to march him back. I didn't see the call on the penalty, but the ball was spotted at the 40. They're at their own 25, so I don't know what could have got him a 15-yard penalty. There wasn't a personal foul or anything. Unfortunately, we didn't hear the speaker, and I didn't see the call. I thought it might have been a hold, but they're marking us, sitting us at the 25-yard line. Maybe it was a big hit or something. Under center, Max Haller dropping straight back to pass. He's being pressured. He's going to be brought down. I think he saw a man that he wanted to dish it out to, but I think he made the smart decision by holding on to it and living to play another down. Turnovers in this area of the field will kill you.
That was number 24, Ransom Johnson, with the sack on that.
15-yard loss on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 25. Bearcats have had big plays so far, though, but you as a play caller, you get out of your rhythm when it's something in 20, 25, because that 6-8-yard run that generally puts you in a short yardage situation now doesn't even get you back to the original line of scrimmage. Under center here, fullback and running back. It's going to be a pitch out to Ish Harris. He's going to cut it back inside, make the first man miss, spin out of a tackle, but ultimately get brought down for no gain. 3rd and 25 at their own 10. See what they want to do here. Got a lead here. Clock's running inside 2 minutes and 50 seconds now. You got a lead. This has been a tight game so far. Both teams have caught a break here and there.
Third and a drive back to Pilot Point. What do you do here, Ron?
I'm going to
take a shot.
Yeah, I don't think anything's bad at this point. It's pretty early in the game. They're running an I left formation. And it's going to be a play action pass rollout. He's going to hit short through it. Jay Cox is upset that the ball was thrown short to him, but he catches that ball. He probably gets out to maybe the 20, and it's still you just give out some room for your punt team. But that's not what happened. Incomplete.
I like the call. Just Max looks like he's
short arming some throws.
He's a little off so far today with his passing.
Yeah, well, it's going to be 4th and 25 at their own 10. Aiden Cox is going to be standing in the end zone to field the snap to punt the ball. No major pressure so far, but definitely some pressure from the Falcons on the punt. And this one we're going to get off as well. This is his best punt so far. They're going to let it bounce. And it's going to take a Pilot Point bounce, and that's a good thing because it bounced at the Bearcat 41, but it's going to be down at the Falcon 43. So that was a pretty helpful punt, considering he punted it from his own end zone, and the Falcons are going to get the ball at their own 43. So 2:12 left in the first quarter. Pilot Point up 14-7. Let's get a real quick commercial break and try to come back on the other side.
Hi, I'm Greg Pelzel. Here at Pelzel Printing, we do custom embroidery, custom screen printing, and promotional product. You can reach Greg Pelzel at 940-453-5443. Go Bearcats.
First play of the Falcon drive is a handoff up the middle to number 44, Fuentes, for no gain. Bearcats standing strong up the middle. Ethan Fuentes, tough runner, tough kid to bring down, had nowhere to go on that carry.
Big Ryan Ronnie just
ate him
gobbled him up.
So here we go. Stack, trips right, one receiver left. Snap. It's going to be a fake handoff, roll out right. It's quarterback run all the way. The Bearcats weren't fooled. -2 yards on the play. 3rd and 12 here at their own 42-yard line.
Troy Tincher with a great tackle right there.
When you have 4 or 5 defensive linemen in the backfield, you might fake 1 or 2 of them out, but there's 2 more left.
There's not much you can do.
Drop back to pass. Swing route. Ish Harris in position, goes up, and that's a great pass. Was defended great. Looks like Aiden Cox is in the area, and Ish Harris is in the area, and that's going to force another Falcon punt, I would imagine.
Yeah, it looked like Cash Bradley, number 4, their wide receiver, had to turn defensive there and knock that ball out of Ish's hands. Yep. I think he had an interception.
Yeah, it was a wheel route, and Ish kind of had dropped back. It looked to be in a zone coverage, and he was coming up on it. Yeah, Cash Bradley was the only reason he didn't make his second Twin City interception of the game.
Ish is on fire tonight so far.
He's playing well on both sides of the ball, that's for sure, which is nice because Max has just been totally dominating the last few weeks. It's nice to see Ish get his share.
Absolutely.
Rugby-style punt. This one's high up in the air, though. It's going to be bounce at the 20 and roll. Bounce. Take a Falcon roll, but it's going to be down at about the 9-yard line. Bearcats going to get the ball. 1:10 left in the first quarter. Up 7. With 1:10 left in the first quarter, thrown 10.
That was a good punt. One thing I wondered about Bushland is how much of their emotional tank did they use in that double overtime win last week. They came out here fired up, but since that first drive, they've been kind of out of rhythm.
Absolutely. You brought that up before the game about emotional tolls that it might take on you. Ish Harris takes the handoff on first down, makes a few jump cuts, gets up to the 17-yard line. It's going to be 7 yards on 1st and 10. I said this earlier. When you get really behind the chains, your whole, momentum as a play caller gets totally taken out, because if you run the ball like that and it's 1st and 20 and you get 8 yards, you're not even at the original line of scrimmage, as opposed to now it's 2nd and 2.
Yeah. Second and 2, you got everything open to you.
Yeah. Trips left, way out left. We've been splitting these guys out pretty wide. Ish Harris next to Max Holler in the shotgun. Snap. That's going to be Max Holler, keeper up the middle. There's a little bit of space there. Makes a man miss.
Go,
a couple men can't make the tackle. He gets out across the 30 to the 31-yard line for an Irish Real Estate first down.
Nice little quarterback power. Get Max's legs going. After that patient run on first down by Ish to get 9 yards.
You know what? The way Max has been running the ball, and he's been taking some hits here and there. It's nice to have Ish shouldering this load tonight. Bearcats might get one more play in here before the quarter ends. Under 10 seconds here. And I think they're signaling Max the signal to let's not get this snap and end the quarter. At the end of one, Pilot Point 14, Bushland 7. We'll come back for the Ernesto's Mexican second quarter after a few words from our sponsor.
Point Bank is proud to support the Pilot Point Bearcats 2020 football season. Open your real free checking account with Point Bank and show your Bearcat pride with a Point Bank school logo debit card, custom designed with the Pilot Point High School logo on the front. Visit pointbank.com to know more. Point Bank, your neighbors love us. You will too. Member FDIC.
I'm Claire Thompson, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
And we're back for the Ernesto's Mexican second quarter. Go to the chat real quick. Shout out Tad Travis, Kayla Marsh, William Clark, Kenneth Harmon, Christy Wilson, Chris Nortman, Mary Jackson, Russell Jones.
Don't shout out Russell Jones.
I knew as soon as I said the name.
He's all right.
Yeah, we've got some people listening from Wisconsin. We got Caleb in Philadelphia. We're expanding here. You know, I wonder, earlier in the year we had somebody listening from Afghanistan, which was just the neatest thing.
That was cool. Russell Jones wants more Kirby. Which one? Aston, Chance, or Justin? D. White? More D. White Kirby?
Bearcats offense back out on the field. It's going to be 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. They've gotten 1 or 2 first downs on this drive already. Max Holler looking over, getting the calls. Trips right. Takes a snap. He's going to look to pass. He's going to throw Jay Cox down the seam right outside the fingertips. You mentioned it, Max throwing the ball has just been a bit off so far here.
Yeah, if he'd hit Jay in the chest there, he might have had reservations for 6.
Yeah, there was one man on his hip. Don't know if he could have made the tackle, and if he couldn't have, it would have went all the way. Nobody between him and the end zone. We're going to hit that as the game continues on. Max Haller's not going to continue to miss those throws. 2nd and 10 from their own 31. Max Holler takes the snap, hands off up the middle to Ish Harris. Ish Harris is hit immediately.
Hit there.
-2 yards. That's what we talked about a few times. We're going to see some negative plays today. It's how we respond to them and how many big plays we can bust because of how many people are in the box for the Falcon defense.
Yeah, that was really the first time Big Eddie Moore, number 78, kind of inserted himself into this game. He met Ish in the hole right there.
So we're liking this formation right now with the wide trips right. Going to be in the shotgun here again. We've had the seam route with Jay Cox a few times, just couldn't quite connect. So on this 3rd and 12, we're motioning Ish Harris out of the backfield. Max Holler looking to pass. Pressured. He's going to float it. It might have been hit, and it's going to fall to the turf. Number 14 thought he was going to be able to intercept it, Scotty Hendricks, but ultimately couldn't corral it, basket style. Didn't want to use his hands on that catch. Wanted to try to scoop it.
Yeah, it just went right through him and to the turf. We got kind of fortunate there. It did look like Max may have got his throwing arm hit because that ball was probably 5 or 10 yards shorter than he wanted it to be.
Yeah, Bearcat punt team on the field. The ball's spotted up their own 39. Aiden Cox is getting his legs some work in today. But hey, we're punting. They've seemed to turn it over. That snap is high,
nice
but it's
catch.
Fielded by Aiden Cox, and this is his best punt of the day.
It was.
Beautiful. It's going to bounce at the 19 and take a Bearcat bounce inside the 10. Coverage team is down there. It's rolling, and it's going to roll dead at the 5. Beautiful punt from Bearcats punt. Original line of scrimmage was our own 29, and we punted all the way down to the Bushland 5-yard line. That's
great
winning
job.
the field position.
Great job
right
just
there.
catching the snap right there. Did you see how he caught the high snap above his head? And then he put a leg into it.
Shout out to Jacob Pitts on the chat. I think he was quarterback in this Bearcat team this week last year.
That's right.
Quarterbacking them to a win over number 1 Wall.
See my old teammate Jeremy Deckard. Their family's listening in. They just won a huge game. Munster over Hamlin, number 2 in state. Munster won it with a walk-off kick.
Bearcats get an early start. The flag does come out. They are going to sail this one deep down the sideline, and it was just a little bit too far for number 6, Jalen Marshall. And Avery Smith and Aston Kirby were hot on his tail, but he definitely had a little bit of space to make that catch if the ball wasn't overthrown.
Yeah, and he's a big target, number 6.
Yep, that's another advanced vet care penalty on the Bearcats. 5 yards here on the jumping a little early, helping the Falcons dig out of the shadow of their own end zone there.
Yeah, we got to get these penalties cleaned up.
Yeah, the Bearcats defense has gotten a handful of safeties this year from situations like 1st and 10 on the 5. So letting the Falcons loose there on the 10 is going to hurt us a little. Jet motion, handoff coming back the other side. That's Fuentes. He's going to get the edge, and Ish Harris is going to have to bring him down at about the 29. I don't think the guy was trying to make a jump cut underneath. His legs came out from underneath him. I just don't think he wanted to take on Ish one-on-one. Already back on the line of scrimmage.
It's a load, 44.
And this is going to be a quarterback dive up the middle. So there's some advantages to getting to the line quick. The defense isn't totally set. The disadvantage is when the defense isn't totally set, offensive line doesn't always know who to block, and that was the perfect thing right there is they didn't really know who to block. But they're already on the line of scrimmage again. Motion left to right, jet sweep. And number 20 is going to cut it up, and he's going to get almost, they're marking him at the line of game for the first down.
Close to first down.
They're going to give it to him. That's a first down at the 38.5-yard line of the Falcons.
They're ready to snap it again.
Yeah, we hadn't seen tempo like this since the first drive where they scored their touchdown. Another jet sweep action left to right. Ooh, Tristan Trubenbach comes down hard and puts a big hit on the ball carrier. 1-yard gain there. That was once again number 6, Jalen Marshall on the jet sweep, and he took a lick there.
Tristan Trubenbach was sick of the jet sweep.
Yeah, slow down the tempo a little bit, but going to pass another screen. This is to Cash Bradley, who catches it, and he's going to be slung down once again by Tristan Trubenbach at the 45-yard line. Going to set up a 3rd and 5 for the Falcons, and they're already on the ball.
Trubenbach's making some plays, though.
Bearcats got a little bit of a start, but didn't come across a line, and Falcons looking over to get the call they want on 3rd and 4. The 49, their own 49 is the line to gain. The ball's currently at their own 45, so they need about 4 yards.
This defensive lineman got to be disciplined.
You can keep them out at really high tempo if you can hold them out, hold them to short yards on the game.
Absolutely.
And here we go. Motion left to right. Another jet sweep action. Fake it. Handoff up the middle. Nowhere to go. Ryan Riney, Troy Tincher, first 2 Bearcats there. They ate that up for I thought it was a loss, but they're going to put it as a no gain.
And Bushland's got out there.
Yeah, 4th and 5 here, looking over what they want to do. Looks like the punt team's coming on the field, it looks like.
Okay.
Midfield here, so want to look for some trickery. 8:44 and counting in their Ernesto second quarter. But the Bearcats defense holds strong there.
That was a really nice.
Nowhere to go.
Really nice stand by this Bearcat defense.
Got to see it through, though. Got to make sure this punt gets punted.
Stay disciplined, boys.
Snap, fielded, rolled out right.
Oh,
there it is. He's rolling out. There is the rugby-style punt. So he was running, and when the Bearcat defense came up to challenge him, he punted it. I like that style, but nonetheless, the ball was punted. 8:19 left in the second quarter. Bearcats 14, Falcons 7. Let's get a quick break.
Connect your life to the world with Speed of Light broadband. In the age of information, the internet is no longer a convenience or luxury. It is an essential element of the human experience. The internet has changed the way we think about and interact with the world. At Speed of Light broadband, we unite communities to this universe of information through fixed, high-speed wireless broadband connections. Speed of Light broadband's internet service is faster and more reliable than DSL or satellite connections. Speed of Light broadband.
And we're back from break, and Max Holler's on the run. Can he be tracked down? He cannot.
Yes, sir.
Got back a little way from that commercial break. And Max Holler, 65 yards to the house, and it was pretty clear. I was up here hoping we got back from commercial in time. I saw the snap. I saw him coming around the edge, and immediately it was clear he wasn't going to be stopped. 65-yard touchdown by Max Holler. That's the first time he's gotten loose today.
He sure did. Man, he showed his wheels. It's very similar to a couple of his runs last week, Ron.
Yeah, Jalen Marshall, receiver, defensive back, was trying to track him down, and he got the max experience there. Snap, hold, kick. Bearcats 21, Falcons 7, 8:07 left. So we came off that punt, and the offense came out nothing special. Faked the handoff to Ish Harris, had a pulling guard to wrap the edge there, set the edge, and Max Holler untouched 65 yards to the house. Extend the Bearcat lead out. Now it's a 14-point lead. Good football here from the Bearcats.
Yeah, they're starting to assert our dominance here.
You know, it's not surprising when you come up against a team that plays with that sort of tempo that it might take a drive or two to adjust. So the first drive, you can't really simulate it in practice, so you've seen it. The next drive, you get lucky on the what they thought they had a free play and turned out to be an interception. And now that you've seen it for a quarter plus, Bearcats are adjusting to it well.
They really are.
And the Bushland Falcons just don't seem to have an answer for this power run game of the Bearcats.
Like I said, defense has been great since that first series.
Chandler, the cabinet scoring drive summary.
One play, 12 seconds, so it's
65-yard touchdown from
Max Holler.
Yep.
Had reservations for 6.
One of those beautiful one-play, 65-yard touchdown drives.
He's getting good at that. Those one-play drives.
So I noticed you've been called a Maximus Aurelius a handful of times throughout the year. And did you see the Bearcat Facebook page post the meme of Max?
Gladiator?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hello Ganger kicks us off at the field at about the 15, and it's returned for 16 yards, once again right up to about the 31-yard line of the Falcons. Give or take a yard or two, see what these officials spot it. 15, 16 yards on the Trent Trubenbach kick return.
Alex Puga on the tackle there, Ronnie's starting to surpass Curley on the white helmet Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, tough. He's got a late start into it as well. So we're going to mark that at the 33. So Bushland really looking for an answer here. They hadn't scored since their first drive. They hadn't really had anything going since that first drive. Looking for an answer here. Empty backfield, trips left. I'd look for a jet sweep motion of some sort. Nope, just straight back pass. Pressure, he just slings it deep. Avery Smith is the closest one there. He saw the pressure, wanted nothing of it, and slung it down the field. Closest man to it was a Bearcat defender, but he couldn't quite get to it to make the interception. Where the scoreboard on the YouTube is not currently up. It's just not loading, I guess.
We are winning 21-7.
We'll make sure we keep up with that with the Laura Bradley scoreboard check. 7:49 left in the Laura Bradley in the Ernesto second quarter. This snap is handed off right up the middle. Number 33 gets some space. He's going to get 9 yards there. That's 35. Forgive me. That is Caden Janelle. He may be the quarterback's younger brother.
Yeah,
same last name, yeah. 3rd and 1 here. Going with tempo. Take the snap. Quarterback dive right up the middle. Not a whole lot of space there, but he needed to get to the 43, and he did. He got to the 45. It's going to give the Falcons a first down.
And that's Coleman Janelle.
Yeah. The Janelle brothers. And that's when they have positive gains, they run with tempo, and the Bearcat defensive coach decided they wanted to use their first Uppercut Granite timeout. It's one thing I've noticed here. So if you can hold them to a no gain or a negative play, they don't get that tempo, but they start building the momentum. So if they can get a 4 or 5 yarder, they get back up there, they get another 4 or 5 yarder, they get a 10 yarder. As long as they have positive plays, they're really using the tempo.
Yeah, they're in their rhythm. We've done a good job of getting them out of it, though, last few drives.
Yeah, I was saying this on the kickoff, but the PilotPointBearcats.com Facebook page used the Gladiator background with a picture of Max running in and said, "Are you not entertained?" I was pretty
So many great scenes in that movie. It holds up so well. Russell Crowe.
I heard the first time I heard it this week was when Coach Marsh coined the hashtag Pilot Point to the Max.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. Well, Max made the big play on the last drive, 65-yard touchdown run by him. And here we go, 1st and 10 for the Falcons at their own 45-yard line. Janelle looking over for the call on the sideline, has his brother Caden Janelle and the running back next to him. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Drop straight back to pass. Going to look deep. Sling it down the seam. Avery Smith stopped running with Cash Bradley, who takes the snap and takes it all the way for a touchdown. I just having a hard time understanding why he stopped running there.
Yeah, I mean, Cash Bradley's a fast kid, but man, never give up. He just had him down the seam.
Yeah, I mean, Avery Smith seemed to be in a good position, and then Cash Bradley just kept running and caught the ball, and there was no one between him and the end zone. Big play touchdown for the Falcons, breathing some life in that team over on that sideline. Extra point, the snap was bad, but the holder somehow, the snap was behind him, torqued his body and caught it, and was able to spin back around and put it on the tee, and the kick is up and good. 7:04 left in Ernesto's second quarter. Pilot Point 21, Bushland 14. We'll get a quick break and come back for the kickoff.
Pelzel Barbershop and Salon and Southern Junkies has been home of the Bearcats since 1973. Whether you are looking for a classic crew cut or the perfect game day outfit, we have you covered. We carry a few fan favorite brands including Hey Dude Shoes, Judy Blue Jeans, D Supply Clothing, and Orleans Candle Company. Come check us out on the north side of the square in downtown Pilot Point or online at www.southernjunkies.com, and that is junkies with a Z. And don't forget, go Bearcats!
Hey Bearcat fans, it's varsity cheerleader Abby Walker, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com. Go Bearcats!
And we're back for the Southern Junkie kickoff. Teed up at their own 40-yard line, breaking the huddle, and that Chandler Cabinet scoring drive summary for the Falcons. 4 plays, 67 yards, only 51 seconds. And got him with a big play touchdown to Cash Bradley.
Sure did. Kid's got some speed. We got to keep that guy in front of us from now on.
Once again, this kickoff bounces and rolls out of bounds, so Angel Ortiz, the kicker on the other side, is having a hard time keeping the ball inside the 53-yard playing field, 52 yards.
We'll gain 5 extra yards from that, start on the 30.
Bearcat offense, now we got to answer the Bushland touchdown. Want to keep this lead at 2 scores. You know, so right now it's a 7-point game. Go put another touchdown on the board, extend it back out to 14 points.
Yeah, we haven't had any problems getting to 50 the last couple of weeks, so the offense keeps that up. Should be in good shape.
Yeah, keep having 65-yard touchdown runs. 2 receivers left, 2 right for the Bearcats. Ish Harris next to Max Holler in the backfield. Holler's going to take the snap. He's looking to pass. He throws it out. Just a little smoke screen. Avery Smith catches it at the 30. And he spun around at the 35. Bushland thought he was going out of bounds, and he didn't. Spun around, worked it all the way up to about the 38. So that's 8 yards there on the first down.
Nice job by Avery.
They get 9 to the 39.
Breaking tackles on the spin move, getting a couple extra yards out of that.
Yeah, they had 2 receivers stacked over here. He was the back receiver. He caught the little smoke screen and was able to get 9 yards out of it. So now we're in trips left. 1 receiver right. Ish Harris, the running back. Holler takes a snap, hands it to Ish Harris, trying to get around the edge. Stiff arms a man to the ground. He's going to get the line of game for the first down and power his way up to the 45. That stiff arm was nasty.
It really was. He looked like he was dead to rights in the backfield, and that stiff arm got him to get the edge there.
Bearcat first down. Traffic Iris Real Estate first down here. 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Max Holler in the backfield. 2 receivers stacked left, 2 receivers stacked right for the Bearcats. Holler takes a snap. Quick quarterback set and draw up the middle. 50, 40. He is just too fast. 20
point to the Max again.
Touchdown, Max Holler. Man, oh man, that's 56 yards there. Just comes back, sets up. That was a quarterback draw all the way. Gets the defenders up, and the offensive line did a great job of coning them all to the outside. And then nobody between him and the end zone.
Wow. Deja vu from last week with all these long Max touchdown runs.
You know, it's so funny to me. All week, you know the coaches. That's what they know is going to happen. They're game planning and doing everything and thinking of everything they can think of to stop that, and nobody's even come close. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the Nick's Italian PAT is good. 6:33 left in the Ernesto second quarter. Bearcats 28, Falcons 14. Well on our way to that 50 burger. We'll be back after this.
Absolutely.
2020 has been a roller coaster of a year, but there's one thing I know that brings Pilot Point together better than anything, and that's Bearcat football and high school sports. Hi, I'm Realtor Travis Irick with Irick Real Estate. My family has lived in Pilot Point for over 100 years, so we know the area and love the community. If you have any real estate needs, please contact me or find me on Facebook. I look forward to working with you. Go Bearcats!
I'm Lisa Castorina, a student trainer for the Bearcats, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
And we're back after the break. We got the Chandler Cabinet score and drive summary.
Yeah, it was another long one. 3 plays, 70 yards, 31 seconds. That was one of our longer scoring drives.
Well, it was over twice as long than our last scoring drive, which was only 12 seconds. So
Max, breaking news: Max is fast.
And yes, and maybe breaking news to Bushland. As much film as they watched all week. I think either Travis said it to me in person, or might have said it on the podcast. Is you can watch you may just not believe how fast he is until you're actually on the field trying to chase him.
Game speed.
Southern Junkies kickoff is teed up, and Holganser kicks this one up in the air deep. It's going to be caught at the 10. And they're going to try to get into the middle. Cash Bradley makes one man miss. Can't make the second man miss. Coming hard to make the tackle. Looks to be Preston Webb, number 19, hustling hard on the kick
nice
coverage
tackle.
team. And yeah, he didn't let Cash Bradley get away from him. That was scratch that. That was 13. That was Dakota David. Dakota David made that tackle. Yep. Came in looking like a linebacker.
They did.
But here we go. Bushland's going to get the ball, trying to respond. They just had the big touchdown play. Now they let a big one up from the Bearcats to try to answer. You're starting to see it's going to be real hard to stop this Bearcat offense, so you start feeling the pressure with every drive you don't score. So, they're starting to feel it. Here you go. Drop back to pass. Down the seam again. Ball's in the air. A little underthrown. And
I think he caught that one.
They're going to give it to him. I have no idea how he caught that. I don't think he did catch it, but they gave it to him. It's going to be marked at the Bearcat 38, and they're trying to get up there on the line of scrimmage. That was Leaford Calder Jr. with it must have been an incredible catch. I didn't think he caught it from the pier.
Tyler Kowalski was on.
Yeah, but they're looking to go right back to him. Wheel route, trying to get him. Coverage, TK in the coverage, and this one definitely he
dropped
didn't
that
get.
one.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I think they've seen that what they like to do is they're just wanting to take deep shots, and so far, they've been 50-50, and if you can be 50-50 on ball, on Hail Mary type throws, then I would just do that every time.
There's a lot of hand fighting going on there between TK and Leaford Calder Jr.
Yeah, all these referees, their shoulders are tired, so they're not. I don't know how many more they're going to be able to throw.
They've already broken a record for flags thrown.
Yeah, that is true.
No reason to run the scoreboard up on that.
Here we go, 2nd and 10 from the Bearcat 38-yard line. Handoff up the middle of Fuentes, trying to find some space. Ultimately gets brought down at about the 31-yard line. It's going to force a 3rd and 2. Bearcats defense has to be careful not to jump. And we have our first Curly Brockman appearance of the night.
Okay.
Curly on this big 3rd and 2.
Let's go, Curly. That was a nice tackle by Aiden Cox right there to get Ethan Fuentes low around his legs.
Empty backfield. Janelle's the only one back there. They do a lot of jet sweep motion out of this. So let's see what they want to do. The younger Janelle is in motion left to right. They're going to tunnel screen. Number 4, Cash Bradley catches it, and ultimately he's able to get the line to gain plus a little bit. It's going to get down to the Bearcat 25-yard line. It's going to give the Falcons a first down with 5 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the Ernesto second quarter, and the clock is running, and Bushland's on the ball. Janelle takes a snap, dropping back to pass. He's going to throw it down the field in the end zone. Looking up, Avery Smith, Twin City interception there. And Avery Smith turned around and let him know about it. You keep trying this stuff on me, I'm going to get you.
Tired of this.
I'm going to get you, and that's what they did. Avery Smith playing center field there, comes right up over it and jumps up and intercepts it. And as fast as they move, this is their 4th turnover here in the first half.
Yeah, I saw him turn the ball over quite a bit against Wall, and it's continued tonight.
The momentum that the Bearcat offense is getting, Mad Max is going into full beast mode.
Coleman Janelle, it looks like he throws off his back foot quite a bit.
Yeah, just floats it in the air there. Trips left, one receiver split, Wade out right. Max Holler with Ish Harris. He's going to hand it to Ish up the middle. Ish going to jump, cut, run. Oh, that man was able to grab his foot as he took a knee to the face.
Saved by the spat right there.
Yeah. Number 4 there, Cash Bradley. Or no, that was number 14 there. That is Scotty Hendricks took a knee to the face, but ultimately was able to grab Ish's shoe and bring him down. But not until 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3 for the Bearcats. 4:34 and counting in the second quarter.
It's nice to see Avery get some redemption on that interception.
Max Holler's going to keep this, pull this out, go up the left side, jump cut, brings it back into the center. He's just a slippery man. He's going to get the line to gain for an Irish Real Estate first down before he's pushed back.
Tried to pull the ball
So
out.
Bushland did pull the ball back, but it was pretty clear the forward progress has stopped, and that was more than enough for an Irish Real Estate first down. Number 10 for Bushland, Matthew Bridges. He came out of the pile with the football, but the whistle had been blown. Max Holler's forward progress was stopped.
Yeah, absolutely it was. And the whistle was blown already, so.
First and 10 at their own 32.
You didn't see their coaches putting up much of a fight on that side.
Trips right. They're looking that way. A little swing pass to Jay Cox. He's going to pick up a block, and he's going to get out to the 40. Break the first tackle. Run over a man.
Okay, Jay.
Gets pushed out at the Bearcat 47, and they're going to throw a late hit on the Falcons there on the Bearcat sideline. Going to give the Bearcats an extra 15.
It's been a few plays since we've seen a flag.
Yeah, well, that one he didn't have to throw overhand. He was able to just I think he actually hit a kid.
Set it down.
I think he's underhanded, like Frisbee toss it at a kid.
You get a flag. You get a flag.
I'll be honest with you, John. I'm happy for the 15 yards. I didn't think it was.
No, I didn't think it was malicious.
No, he kind of bumped into Jay as Jay was on the white. It wasn't, but I'll take the 15 yards, if you're going to give them to me. Especially with, we're liable to take those 15 yards back from us later in the game, so might as well take it now.
I think we were owed one of those from last week. I think it just carried over with that tight sideline that we had last week.
Yeah. Trips left. Max Holler takes the snap. He's going to look that way. He's going to throw
He's got a man.
And didn't look like Aiden. Aiden thought there might be contact at the other end of that reception, and it goes off the fingertips, and incomplete pass on first down.
It's really the only sore spot that I can think of with the offense really is that the passing game's been out of rhythm. Max hasn't been completely accurate. Dropped a few balls off hands.
And you can't use, he's just so exhausted from running to so many big touchdown plays because most of those passes came early. I can see now why he might be a little winded, He's going to keep this one up the middle, and he's just going to get back to the line of scrimmage plus one. Set up a 3rd and 9 from the 38-yard line of the Falcons. It's going to be the 37-yard line of the Falcons.
4 down territory, you think, Ron?
Depends on what happens here.
Yeah,
so it's 3rd and 9. If you gain 4, 5, 6 yards, yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
If you don't gain anything or you lose something, no, I'd probably punt the ball.
Might even take a delay game penalty if you don't get this. You don't get where you want to go here on 3rd.
Max Holler's going to take the snap. We're going to try to convert here. Screen play. And this one's completed. And unfortunately, Aiden Cox couldn't make a big play out of it.
Okay.
But, hey, kind of what we talked about. We were able to get about 6 or 7, which puts us in a 4th and 3, 4th and 4.
4th and manageable.
And in here, I'm thinking in this situation, I feel good about it. I feel good about the way the offense is moving. Let's go for it.
Yeah, I'd keep the offense on the field here.
I think Coach David feels the same way.
It looks that way.
It's going to be trips right. Whatever we run, it'll be trips right formation. Aiden Cox will be the one lone receiver on the far side. Ashton Kirby, Avery Smith, Jay Cox.
We're going to bleed it down and take a timeout.
Yeah, 10 seconds on the play clock, so here we go. They're coming to the line. I don't know if we're going to use a timeout. We're getting there. 4, 3, we're down. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and use that uppercut granite timeout for the Bearcats. That was their second timeout so far in the first half. So what do you think we're going to see out of this?
Man, I'd like to sneak Jay out in the flats. It's a big play. You go to big play Jay. That's the call.
That's the beauty of this offense. When you have a 4th and 4 and you need to play, it's a really hard decision on what you want to call,
right?
Because you have so many players that you can go with.
It's a good
How do you
problem to
take
have.
the ball? How do you take the ball out of Max Holler's hands? Oh, well, you give it to Ish Harris. Well, wait a minute. You're not going to give it to either one of those guys. Who could you give it to? Oh, well, Jay Cox is big play machine lately. So you have options here. Aiden Cox making big plays. You remember when he ran over that man going into the end zone last week. Avery Smith's caught his fair share of touchdowns. I mean, this offense is not running low on weapons.
Yep. It's like lunch yesterday. I had options, cranberry sauce, gravy, green bean casserole.
My Thanksgiving, this Bearcat playbook is like the dessert table where I was at.
There you go.
So many options. Under center, Max Holler back to pass. And he's going to hit him out in the flats. That's Jay Cox out in the flats. He's going to get to the 20. More than enough for an Irish Real Estate first down. That may not have been Jay. That may have been Aiden. Aiden Cox.
Okay.
So once again, so we're highlighting Max. We're highlighting Ish. We're highlighting Jay. We mention Aiden, and that's who they go to on 4th and 4.
Excellent play call. Sneaking him out in the flat right there. That's the one weak spot I saw out of this Bushland defense when I watched them against Wall. They gave up a lot of passing in the flat area.
Roll out right. Max Hollers to run all the way. He's going to cut it up. He's going to be tackled down to about the 16. We scored 28 points. This might be the first time we've had the ball in the Point Bank red zone. Just because all of our touchdowns have been big plays. I think our smallest touchdown was 21 yards.
It's got to be our
we had a
longest time of possession.
A 21-yarder by Max. By Ish. We had 30-plus yarder by Ish, and then 65 and 70 or something like that from Max. 2nd and 6. Max Haller's going to roll out right. He's looking to pass. And then he has Aiden Cox inside the 10. Aiden Cox or Jay Cox. That's Aiden again inside the 10 down to about the 6. 1st and goal. Once again inside the Point Bank red zone. Is good enough for an Irish Real Estate first down.
All day 8. I'd go to it again on the far side.
Minute 16 left. So, let's get a couple runs here. Bring the clock way down. Clock's not going to start because the ball got out of bounds, I guess. So here we go.
We're going to Ish here, baby.
Under center. Hand it to the
man
himself. Ish Harris breaks the tackle, spins, gets down to the 1. Couldn't quite get in because where he was hit, he was kind of hitting the thigh, and he spun out of it and gained another 1.5 yards, but his feet were taken out from underneath him. So
I run that same play. Dance with the one that brung you. Looks like Bushland's taking a timeout.
Bushland's going to take a timeout, and I'm sure they're going to go to the sideline, and their coach is going to tell them, you better not let number 12 quarterback sneak this in the end zone.
I don't know if they're going to have a choice.
Yeah, most teams don't, right?
Yeah. We
had back in 2008, we were playing Pottsboro for a district championship, and we ran that very, very similar play. And it was right before half. There was like 5-6 seconds left. We didn't actually have a timeout. So Coach Felt just chanced it, and he told us the play call was wedge. So we did the whole quarterback sneak blocking.
Right.
He told Jarman and Chance to run something else. So what he ended up doing is he ended up having Seth Tilley pitch the ball to Jarman. Jarman caught the pitch. Everybody else ran wedge. And Jarman basically walked into the end zone. Walked into the end zone. Nobody was there.
Yeah, well, even when Shallowater stopped our quarterback sneak last week, Max backed it out, put it in reverse, and then put it back in gear. And
yeah, moved over a few gaps and put it in. So everybody's tight. No splits here. 4-point stances. Quarterback sneak.
There it is. Max.
You know Max Haller's coming, and you just can't stop him. Pelzel Printing touchdown for the Bearcats. 53 seconds left in Ernesto's second quarter. Bearcats have extended their lead to 34-14 pending the PAT. We are in the swinging gate currently, and we are going to swing the gate. So we are going to kick this. So we've swung the gate. Everything is set up. Aston Kirby's going to be the holder here. He's done a great job since he took over the holder a few weeks ago. Many weeks ago. Does a good job here. Snap, hold, kick. The next Italian extra point is good. 52 seconds left in the Ernesto second quarter. Bearcats 35, Falcons 14. Let's go to a quick break.
If you needed brain surgery, would you hire a part-time brain surgeon? No, you would not. The same philosophy holds true when hiring a realtor. Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate is a full-time realtor. Trent will treat your real estate transaction as it should be. The most important financial decision your family has ever made. Don't settle for a part-time realtor to do a full-time job. Call Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate today and hire a full-time real estate professional. That's Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate at 469-583-5072. Trent Trubenbach, the full-time realtor.
I'm Pilot Point Cross Country, Edwin Rodriguez, and you're listening to Bearcats Football on pilotpointbearcats.com.
Bearcats have extended their lead to 21 here with 52 seconds left before the half is over. Holganser has this one teed up for the Southern Junkies kickoff.
Ryan Chandler Cabot's scoring drive, those 10 plays, 80 yards, 4 minutes and 8 seconds. That was a marathon for us off the clock. Punctuated by Max's quarterback sneak.
We're just playing good football at the right time of year, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Line drive quick, fielded at the 10. Line drive kick, fielded at the 10. It's going to be returned once again right out to about in between the 30 and 35-yard line of the Falcons. And we're going to have the possession, 44 seconds left, and they have 2 of their 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, Bushland's got to be frustrated because they want to. It's what they want to do is put up 35 before half, and they got to be thinking, "Wow, as fast pace as we run, and we just can't hang with these guys."
Physicality kills tempo. The Bearcat defensive line has really been eating up this Bushland line so far. Drop back to pass. They're throwing a quick curl route, hook and ladder. And that's this Harris took a blow there from Cash Bradley, but ultimately pushed him out of bounds. So this is one of those rare occasions where the secondary gave him a little bit of cushion. So as we were coming up to make the tackle on the curl, they just kind of pitched it to the hook and ladder man who was running right into some tacklers. About 6 yards there, though, so it was a positive play for the Falcons. I don't know why the clock stopped. The ball went out of bounds. Okay, so 2nd and 4 for the Falcons. Empty backfield. Janelle back to pass. Straight route. Steps up in the pocket, makes the first man miss, and he's going to get a first down. They're going to have a blindside block come in on the Falcons. Max Holler got blindsided. He's up. He's fine, but every referee wanted to make sure they got to throw the flag there. I love it, man.
There's 29 seconds left before half. They got to get a little bit more work in.
Surprise! It reminds me of that ref a few weeks ago who threw his flag 30 plus yards.
I know. I was going to say that guy on the far side gave your guy from Tarleton a run for his money.
I don't know. That guy from Tarleton literally had to crow hop to throw one of his flags. And he had to.
He's been doing like driveline baseball in the off season with weighted flags.
He looked like Ken Griffey Jr. trying to throw somebody out at home. Just the way he approached it, crow hopped and sailed it. That's going to be a personal foul, so that's a 15-yarder. It's going to set Bushland back, and it's going to be 2nd and 16. 29 seconds left. They still have 2 timeouts for if they get a positive play. Drop back to pass. Steps up, pressure. Throw. Intercepted. That's Avery Smith with his 2nd interception.
Go, Avery.
Breaks the first tackle. Reversing field. Spins. Brought down inside the Falcon 40. 16 seconds left. That's the 5th turnover of the first half.
Man, turnover chain.
We're going
to have to get multiple turnover chains.
So here we go.
Game.
We have 1 timeout. We have 16 seconds left. We have the wind at our back. We have a 21-point lead. We haven't really thrown the ball too super sharp.
I like a little out route to Jay or Aiden, get about 10 or 15,
I'm seeing big play Jay attacking the seam down the field.
Go for the throat here.
Go for the throat. Get the ball to start the second half. This would be just absolutely brutal.
Oh, it would be.
Max Holler, play action, looking to pass. A little bit of pressure. He's running from the pressure, looking down the field. He's just going to run, and he's going to get some yardage. We are going to run up and call a timeout. The clock somehow went from 7 to 5 seconds. Never saw 6, but interesting. But here we go. So it looks like we're set up, and we're gonna sling the ball down the field. Maybe we can get we have some height. Maybe who knows what we want to do here? But we're definitely, I imagine, with that timeout, we're going to try to score.
We can hope for another penalty.
Yeah.
That's a high probability at this point.
I'm telling you, I saw a refrigerator in the press box. I wonder if there's any ice in it. We may need to be prepping some for these referees at halftime.
Get the shoulder sleeves out.
Yeah. It's been a much cleaner second quarter, though. The first quarter, like I said, was hot and heavy. They wanted to make sure they didn't drive down here for nothing. A little bit more reserved here in the second quarter. 5 seconds left in the Ernesto second quarter. Since our scoreboard's not working, the Laura Bradley scoreboard check. 5 seconds left in the second quarter. Bearcats 35, Falcons 14. Bearcats have the ball 2nd and 6 at their Falcon 35-yard line. So see what we want to do here. I'm sure the Falcons are going to give us some cushion here. We're split out really, really wide right. Oh, finally we're set up. Motion left to right. So we're trips right. Max Hall looking to pass. Drops back. Steps up in the pocket. Wheel route.
Got Aiden on the wheel route.
And it's just going to fall incomplete. Number 14 looked like he was coming across the top. Tried to intercept it, make a play. Scotty Henderson, he couldn't get to it. At the end of the Ernesto second quarter and the end of the first half here in the Region 1 semifinal. Bearcats 35, Falcons 14. And we're going to go to some commercials, tally up some stats, and we'll come back for a Hometown Pharmacy halftime show.
Tritex Grass is DFW's first choice for landscapers, golf courses, sports venues, as well as residential and commercial clients by providing and installing high-quality turf grasses. Tritex stays on the cutting edge of technology and production in order to provide you with the best new grass varieties to suit the North Texas climate. With farms located throughout the state, Tritex offers multiple types of turf and grass to fit any need. Tritex Grass is the official grass provider for the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association. Call Tritex now at 888-221-0422 and determine the right turf grass for you.
This is Shannon Stafford with Whitney Delcourt of IRIC Real Estate. Whitney Delcourt is my real estate professional for all my commercial land and real estate needs. Whitney always demonstrates the highest ethical, moral, and professional integrity. Whitney's impressive market knowledge, her hard-working, customer-focused style, and Whitney's professional service makes Whitney Delcourt the best choice to be your real estate professional.
This is Whitney Delcourt with IRIC Real Estate, and I approve this message. And you can find me at pilotpoint.com.
In 2014, Uppercut Granite was founded with the mission to provide the highest quality fabrication and installation services to home builders, homeowners, and commercial contractors in the DFW and southern Oklahoma areas. With more than 50 years of combined experience in the countertop fabrication industry, the partners of Uppercut Granite possess the skills and expertise necessary to complete even the most difficult projects. Visit Uppercut Granite showroom at 1235 JC Lane in Pilot Point, Texas, or call 940-765-3525 to schedule an appointment. Go Bearcats!
For the best Mexican food experience, visit Uncle Beto's Mexican Restaurant on the corner of Liberty Street and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. Uncle Beto's offers the freshest and most authentic flavors that you can only find in the best Mexican cuisine. Dine in, or if you prefer curbside service, call Uncle Beto's at 940-686-0143 and order your food to go. Be sure to make Uncle Beto's a part of your game night routine, either before the game or up until 10 p.m. on game night. Uncle Beto's is ready to serve all you hungry football fans. Uncle Beto's is a family-owned and operated business proudly supporting the Pilot Point Bearcats.
For 25 years, Gary and Tammy Rock, owners of Twin Cities South Trailer Sales, have been providing the equestrian community with high-quality products and services. As the nation's largest volume dealer for Sundowner and Featherlight trailers, Twin Cities South Trailer Sales supports the horse show world by providing award trailers to the APHC and NRHA. So if you're looking for a trailer, whether it's hauling your champion to the next horse show, hauling cattle to the sale, your prize vintage car to the car show, or just about anything you need to move, then give us a call or stop in our store located in Pilot Point, Texas.
Tritex Grass is DFW's first choice for landscapers, golf courses, sports venues, as well as residential and commercial clients by providing and installing high-quality turf grasses. Tritex stays on the cutting edge of technology and production in order to provide you with the best new grass varieties to suit the North Texas climate. With farms located throughout the state, Tritex offers multiple types of turf and grass to fit any need. Tritex Grass is the official grass provider for the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association. Call Tritex now at 888-221-0422 and determine the right turf grass for you. If you needed brain surgery, would you hire a part-time brain surgeon? No, you would not. The same philosophy holds true when hiring a realtor. Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate is a full-time realtor. Trent will treat your real estate transaction as it should be. The most important financial decision your family has ever made. Don't settle for a part-time realtor to do a full-time job. Call Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate today and hire a full-time real estate professional. That's Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate at 469-583-5072. Trent Trubenbach, the full-time realtor.
Connect your life to the world with Speed of Light broadband. In the age of information, the internet is no longer a convenience or luxury. It is an essential element of the human experience. The internet has changed the way we think about and interact with the world. At Speed of Light broadband, we unite communities to this universe of information through fixed, high-speed wireless broadband connections. Speed of Light broadband's internet service is faster and more reliable than DSL or satellite connections. Speed of Light broadband. We bring your home and your community into the digital future.
Puzzle Barbershop and Salon and Southern Junkies has been home of the Bearcats since 1973. Whether you are looking for a classic crew cut or the perfect game day outfit, we have you covered. We carry a few fan favorite brands including Hey Dude Shoes, Judy Blue Jeans, D Supply Clothing, and Orleans Candle Company. Come check us out on the north side of the square in downtown Pilot Point or online at www.southernjunkies.com, and that is junkies with a Z. And don't forget, go Bearcats!
Justice Creek Art Studio, located on the north side of the Pilot Point Square, is the newest way to let your creativity flow. The owner, Sheila, a teacher of 15 years, can help you and your family's imagination roam free. Justice Creek Art Studio offers both adult and kids classes, in-studio pottery painting, private events, and even art-to-go kits for when you're on the go. Coming from an amateur artist, Sheila made the experience fun and easy. Classes book quick, so run on over to www.justicecreekartstudio.net to find the class for you, or swing on into the studio and meet our favorite artist yourself.
the spirit of Pilot Point, the Mighty Bearcats. The band is in the trail on this weekend. Mr. Joseph Goff and Mrs. Sierra Trujillo.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Texas did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
And here we are for the Hometown Pharmacy halftime show. Start off with some stats from the first half. So the passing game has not been as efficient as we were last week. Max Holler 6 of 16, 74 yards, but we've got a clean sheet, no turnovers, which is not something we can say for the Bushland Falcons. Rushing, though, Max Holler, 11 carries, 154 yards, 3 touchdowns, including runs of 65 and 56, and then the 2-yard quarterback sneak.
Just like last week for Max.
Yeah, he's averaging
on the ground.
14 yards a carry for him so far.
That's
so
awesome.
Ish, 9 carries, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns on his own. A note about Ish, though, he did have a 45-yarder taken back due to a hold, so that would have put him at 10 for 135, which would have been 13 and a half yards a carry.
I still thought it was a good sign, though. He got loose and
getting off on the ground tonight. 244 yards rushing. 74 yards through the air. Those pass catchers. Jay Cox, 2 for 32. Aiden Cox, 3 for 33. And then we got Avery Smith, 1 for 9. First downs, 8 for the Bearcats. No turnovers. They have 5 takeaways, which is huge for a half. 5 takeaways. They haven't sacked the Bushland quarterback, but they have put some pressure on him, which might factor into some of these interceptions that he's thrown.
Yeah, quite a bit of pressure. Looks like he's throwing off his back foot a lot.
On pretty much it. Anytime he's throwing the ball down the field, you're right. I think it's coming off the back foot. 12:36 time of possession for the Bearcats. So, it got off to a weird start with the high-paced, high-octane offense of the Falcons. But once we saw it for a drive or two, we adjusted, and we've dominated this football game for a half, John.
Sure have, and we joked about it. Well, we, could have had a 50 burger by halftime if our passing game, would have been in rhythm. But man, can't complain with 35 points on the board at halftime.
That's what we said, on pace for 70, and we're complaining that we might have left a little points on the board. But, so we have any I know you've been looking at some of the scores. Any other interesting scores from around the area today in high school football?
Yeah, a little Travis Irick out-of-town scoreboard check. Like we said, Malakoff was number 4 in state, beat Grandview. I guess that's a slight upset. Grandview was second in state, and they won state last year. 24-21, Malakoff advances. Of course, we talked about the huge Jim Ned upset over Brock, beating Brock by a score of 19-16. Jim Ned was ranked 6th going in. Brock was number 1. So that was a huge game of note. And then my favorite head coaching cousin, Brady Carney over at Munster, had a big upset today over the Hamlin Pied Pipers, which is an awesome nickname. But the Pied Pipers, apparently their flute wasn't working too well today, and Munster beat them 31-28. on a walk-off, almost walk-off, chip shot field goal. So Russell Jones corrected me. I guess they didn't walk off the field afterwards because there was 2 seconds left, according to my old teammate Jeremy Deckard, whose son plays an integral part on that Munster team. He's number 25. He's a beast.
It's been a day of upsets. So the Art Briles coached Mount Vernon team upset Mineola, who was another one of those top-ranked teams.
Yeah, that was 12-7. Talk about low scoring.
This side of the bracket's gotten weird, John, with Brock going down and Grandview going down and Mineola going down.
I got to be honest with you. I was worried about this game, Ryan, because it was a 5 p.m. start. I don't like starting playoff games during the day. Brings back bad memories for me. We played at UTA one time, and during the day it didn't end well.
I enjoyed afternoon kickoffs. I wasn't trying to play at noon or even, I think we had I don't think we kicked off
faster
at 2
at night,
ever. Speed was never my forte. So
Me neither, but
I was just as strong in the morning as I was at night, and that's what I need. That's how I had to get by. Speed wasn't my forte. So
I just put it this way: you never see people escape the police during the day in a chase.
I think there's a bunch of other factors that might play into that, but I'm going to let you have that one.
Okay.
We're going to end the Hometown Pharmacy halftime show on that note. Got about 4 minutes left to the half start, so we'll be back in probably 3.5 minutes, and we'll bring you the second half of Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com, brought to you by Speed of Light Broadband.
Believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Texas. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association. This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Texas. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Established in 2004, Ernesto's Fine Mexican Food has continued preserving its original home-style cooking and hospitable touch. Ernesto's family has roots in Mexico as well as Texas ties. Relying on those roots, Ernesto created his unique menu. Offering a variety of Tex-Mex favorites as well as Mexican specialties, Ernesto's won't let you down. So join them for home cooking, or as they say, comida Cesar, in family-style service. Located at 10279 Farm Market 455 East, Suite 100, or at the corner of 455 and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. They look forward to seeing you, and go Bearcat.
Hi, I'm Laura Bradley with Irick Real Estate here in Pilot Point. Growing up and living in this area my whole life allows me to have the expertise that is needed to better serve clients in this area. As a top producing agent with over 15 years of real estate experience, I believe in being a dedicated, hard-working realtor who strives to put clients first. It's about building relationships, not closing transactions. Feel free to call or text for all your real estate needs at 940-390-3911. Or you can visit my website at southernlifeliving.com. When experience counts, call Laura, your local Irick real estate agent.
Enjoy.
And here we are, back, getting ready for the start of the second half. The mighty Bearcats have taken the field. Coming out from their halftime break, let's see what sort of adjustments they might have made. Not a whole lot of adjusting to do, right, John?
Not On offense, for sure. And, of course, you get 5 turnovers on defense. You're pretty happy with that as well. I talked to your dad in the hallway during halftime, and he mentioned, hey, nothing's out of reach with this fast pace as they play and as many possessions as they're probably going to get in the second half. So, hey, keep doing what you're doing.
I'd like to see, I'm sure he has it. I hadn't asked him for it, so he didn't put it on the paper. I'd love to see how many possessions they had, because if you think about it, they had 5 turnovers. Now, one of which was a muffed punt. So let's say 4 turnovers. They scored 2 touchdowns.
Scored on 2 other ones.
They've punted multiple times. They've had a ton of possessions.
Right.
But speaking of possessions, so up 21, the mighty Bearcat offense is going to get the ball with a real opportunity to put a lot of distance in between them and the Eagles. Don't know, down 4 scores in the third quarter. I know they get a lot of possessions, but that's a tall task.
Got to watch the onside here.
We're ready for it. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys right there within the 15 yards, but now that Bushland is spread out, we've spread out a little. The approach, the kick is up, and it is going to be fielded at the 16-yard line for the return. So up to not a whole lot there. 16 up to maybe the 26, 10 yards on the Trent Trubenbach kick return. I thought there was more space than that, but they were able to wrap up what looks to be Avery Smith over there.
Yeah, nice coverage by number 5, Brett Trammell on the far side there. Didn't let Avery get going.
So we're in a booth. We have a window cracked for some sound noise, but I actually walked outside the press box. It's getting a bit chilly, and the wind's picking up down there. So
it is.
We're going into the wind currently, so if the wind's a factor in the fourth quarter, it will be at our back. Max Haller takes a snap, and this is a handoff to Ish Harris up the middle. Ish Harris is going to have some room to run to start the half. There's 10-plus yards.
Good start.
Yep, started at their own 26, and now they're out to the 41-yard line. That's about 15 yards on the first carry for Ish Harris there. Irish Real Estate first down.
Yeah, and shout out to Chelsea Cobb. She's listening in Golden, Colorado. She says, go Ish and go Bearcats.
There's a handful of new there. Shannon Slater, Paula Rooney. Thanks to you guys listening on the chat and engaging with us. I formation. Handoff up the middle to Ish Harris. Going to have some more room. 45-50, 45-40. Oh, he's outrunning the man. He jump cuts inside, jump cuts again, spins out inside the 15-yard line of Bushland. This is the first drive of the second half, and they look beat down. They didn't look like they wanted to try to make that tackle.
No, they did not.
Ish Harris was running, and the whole time he's running, he has that arm out like, who wants this? Who wants this stiff arm? Because I'm going to give it to somebody.
They were not committed to tackling.
Well, I'll tell you, they saw what he did with that stiff arm in the first half, and he put it out there, and nobody wanted a piece of it. Going back in the I formation. It's going to be a fake pitch out, handoff coming back the backside. Bushland was there. We're waiting for that. 2-yard loss there by Jay Cox. I hadn't ran that in a few weeks. I'm surprised Bushland jumped on that so
Yeah,
quick.
right. That was a very effective play that we ran against Brock several times to Jay. But
I don't feel like we've ran it since then.
No, I haven't seen it. And but number 5 again, Brett Trammell for Bushland was stayed at home. Did a good job staying at home and read that perfectly.
Yeah, under center again, I formation. This is going to be a pitch out to Ish. Max Haller lead block.
Got some room.
Ish just followed Max, hurdled a man at the 5.
Touchdown.
Ish Harris in for the Pelzel Printing touchdown. That's about, I think it's a 15-yard touchdown run by Ish Harris. And, Max Haller, I love that. He makes the pitch and turns around, and he's hauling butt, lead blocking. And Ish just followed him in the hole. Corner tried to stick his nose in to make the tackle. Ish actually showed his athleticism. Jumped over him.
Yeah, he did a little hurdle there.
And gets into the end zone. The Bearcats start the second half with a really quick, another explosive touchdown drive to extend this one out.
Didn't take long, and he gone.
Cole Ganser's got this one ready to kick. Ashton Kirby fields the snap, puts it down. Cole Ganser approaches, kicks, and the Nick's Italian PAT is good. 10:27 left in the third quarter. Pilot Point has extended their lead. Pilot Point 42, Bushland Falcons 14. We'll go to a break.
Tritex Grass is DFW's first choice for landscapers, golf courses, sports venues, as well as residential and commercial clients by providing and installing high-quality turf grasses. Tritex stays on the cutting edge of technology and production in order to provide you with the best new grass varieties to suit the North Texas climate. With farms located throughout the state, Tritex offers multiple types of turf and grass to fit any need. Tritex Grass is the official grass provider for the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association. Call Tritex now at 888-221-0422 and determine the right turf grass for you.
Hi, I'm Allie Ortowski, a varsity cheerleader at Pilot Point High School, and you're listening to the Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Hole Ganser as the Southern Junkie kickoff teed up. We'll go to John real quick.
Yeah, right for the Chandler Cabinet scoring drive. That was 4 plays, 73 yards, 2:22 off the clock, punctuated by Ish's 15-yard run, and you can really see why he's getting Division I offers.
He's looked great tonight running the football. He's got some help up front from the Hogs, but he himself has looked.
He's had a really good game.
Yeah, the men up front really dominating the line of scrimmage. They dominate the line of scrimmage. Your team has a chance to win, and we're really flexing on them up front. Holganser approaches this. It's going to be a line drive kick, and it's going to be fielded at the 12-yard line by Leaford Calder Jr. And he's going to get it out. Not going to quite make the 30 this time. He's only going to get it out to about their own 28. So let's see what Bushland has in them. They're down 28 here. They just came out the second half, let up a really quick touchdown. You know, Shallow Water last week was down coming in the second half, and you saw that they had a lot of life, a lot of energy on their sideline. They went right down the field and scored a touchdown. Let's see what Bushland wants to do. Let's see what sort of life they have in them.
Yeah, if they don't have an answer here, man, it's going to be a tough, really tough second half.
Yeah, it's going to be a handoff up the middle to Fuentes. Fuentes just sticks his head down. Not a whole lot of room to go, but he's going to pick up 3 yards. Give him a 2nd and 7 here. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. 2 left, 2 right. Quarterback's just going to dive right up the middle. This is
nowhere to go.
Nope. Coleman Janelle again just dives right up the middle, sticks his head down. Really only 1 yard gained on the play. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 here for the Falcons on their first drive. Not a whole lot of
come out with two
not a whole lot of gusto.
Plays.
Yeah, but I mean, really kind of timid into the line of scrimmage. They're going to drop back and throw this one. There's a little tunnel screen, bat at the line of scrimmage. And, man, the corner there rode him down. Ashton Kirby rode number 20 down Brady Stutterfield.
Yeah, I think he made the catch, but he actually lost a couple of yards on that.
Yeah, and Ashton was free to hit him and drive him down like that because the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. I think that was Troy Tincher.
Yeah, no chance of
who got his hand on
it. The ball was tipped to the line, like you said.
I believe that was number 56, Troy Tincher, who got his hand on it. And the Falcon punt team, no quick decision on this 4th and 9 to get out here and punt the ball.
I expect him to do the rugby style and see if it's open, but I imagine he's punting.
Well, I don't know. In this day, you need something. But, yeah, they're going to roll it out. Yep, no hesitation. Ball's in the air, yep. Bounces at the 40, takes a Falcon bounce, but it goes out of bounds. So the Bearcats are going to take possession of their second possession of the drive, 1st and 10, at their own 40-yard line. Man, this is
good start for the second half.
We may have
for the Bearcats.
You know, I don't like talking about weeks ahead, but if this game keeps going like this, we may talk a little Jim Ned in the 4th quarter.
We're going to have to keep it interesting.
Yeah, but let's put a few more touchdowns on the board before we get there.
That's what they're here to do.
Bearcat offense on the field, trips right, 1 receiver left. Max Haller's going to take the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, keep it himself. Started right, bounces out left, and here we go. Across the 45, down to the 40, drug out of bounds. Across the Falcon 40-yard line. I think he had some words for the man who drug him down, but it's all good. The PA man here gets hyped.
He does.
I've heard him a few times, and when we've been a little, quieted down after play here.
He's auditioning for Terry Slade's job.
Yeah, he's he may not be quite as witty, but he's definitely into it.
I haven't heard any calls for lights on the parking lot or anything.
Max Haller scrambling around, couldn't evade the defenders. He looked like there might have been a screen play in the works. Ish Harris looked like he might have fell down, which caused that to be blown up and ultimately led to Max Haller getting sacked.
Yeah, and
not a whole lot of
Max
negative
a little
plays.
Sore after that. Looks like we're going to call timeout. We're going to have an injury timeout.
Who's down? Is that?
It looks like number 12.
All right. The play before that, when he was slung out of bounds, he looked like he got a little tripped up. Maybe that's why he had some words for the guy. But Dakota David's getting a football and warming
he's getting
up.
warmed up.
Max Holler's up on his own 2 feet under his own power, and he's walking off. It's his shoulder. It's his left shoulder. The way they're holding it, maybe he had a dislocated left shoulder. It's his non-throwing arm. But we'll see. We'll see how serious it is. Probably not tonight, though. In this sort of game. He looks to be fine over there. Dakota David in at quarterback. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Ish Harris still in the backfield next to Dakota David. He takes a snap and gets to Ish Harris, and it's nice to have Ish Harris standing there next to you when you come in. Ish Harris just lowers his shoulder and run over a few defenders on his way for 18, 19 yards on that play for an Irish Real Estate first down. I think it was 2nd and 15, and Ish Harris muscled his way for 18 in the first down.
Yeah, man. Ish is running with the fire tonight.
What a luxury to have when you come in as Dakota David, to have Ish Harris standing next to you.
Hand it off to that guy.
Yeah.
That guy next to you.
This is going to be a pass play, and it's intercepted.
Off.
It was trips left. They were all running kind of down the seam over the first man in front of the second, over the first receiver, under the second receiver, and that's the first Twin City turnover from the Bearcats on the interception thrown by Dakota David. Bearcat defense is going to have to come out and support, play complimentary football here.
Yeah, it looked like Jay Cox was not happy with his quarterback there. I don't know if it looked like the ball just came out a little high.
One thing I've noticed about Jay this year is he's very expressive.
He is.
He wears his emotions on his sleeve. You saw him last week especially. It looked like he got a little fired up about something.
He's a senior. He needs to lead the team.
Yeah,
so
he was playing with some nastiness last week. Yeah. But here we go. Bushland is taking the field. Motion left to right. Jet sweep action. It's going to be fake. A handoff the other coming up the middle. Eric Fuentes, it doesn't go down easy, so you're going to have to wrap him up. I believe, we have good news, people. Our quarterback is out there playing safety, so it looks like he's fine.
Be okay.
Yeah, he was in on that tackle. Handoff up the middle again to Fuentes. This time he's not getting away so easy. He's brought down for a loss, and that is 56 Troy Tincher who runs him down from behind. It's going to make it 3rd and 5.
Selfishly, I wish we would have scored last drive, though, and maybe not played number 12 anymore tonight.
Much less here in the slot playing outside linebacker and cornerback. It's hard to give these kids positions because they play all over the place because how we're manned up everywhere.
Exactly.
So Max Holler one-on-one press coverage down here, but it's a pitch out that way. Aiden Cox blows it up. Can't make the tackle. Ooh. But Brother Jay comes in and cleans it up. Yep, and that's going to be a loss of a couple yards on the play. So it was, they had, second and 4, second and 3. They now have 4th and 7, and the punt team's coming back on the field.
Bushland's lining up for another punt.
At what point are they going to stop punting the ball with this late down this? Or are they just, unless they've already mailed it in, which I don't believe that.
Looks like they're sneaking a guy in late here. Got to watch out for that.
That's the same guy who was late when the last time they punted the ball.
Number 5?
Yeah.
He's a pretty good player.
This is a different punt formation. This is a different punt formation than we've had.
Yeah, maybe,
so watch something
maybe it's
here.
A fake. Nope.
And no, it's a punt. It's just a different formation, but the kid caught it and punted it. It's bouncing. TK's gonna get away from it. Smart decision.
Wise decision.
The coverage. There was a moment where he had a little bit of space, but the coverage team did too well. So after that punt by Bushland, let's get a quick word for our sponsors, and when we come back, Max Holler will be quarterback in the Bearcats.
For 25 years, Gary and Tammy Rock, owners of Twin Cities South Trailer Sales, have been providing the equestrian community with high-quality products and services. As the nation's largest volume dealer for Sundowner and Featherlight trailers, Twin Cities South Trailer Sales supports the horse show world by providing award trailers to the APHC and NRHA. So if you're looking for a trailer, whether it's hauling your champion to the next horse show, hauling cattle to the sale, your prize vintage car to the car show, or just about anything you need to move, then give us a call or stop in our store located in Pilot Point, Texas.
And we're back. First play for the Bearcats drive was a 4-yard, 5-yard run by Ish Harris. Pretty impressive. Hit the hole, stopped, made a good spin move, picked up another yard. He's a tough man to tackle, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And they're just lucky to get him at 4 yards at this point.
Yeah, Max Holler under center, I formation. Snap, handoff to Ish Harris between the tackles. He's going to First man's going to get him this time with the help of a few others. That was a good tackle, and they're helping him out. Good sportsmanship there. Number 10, Matthew Bridges on that tackle. That's a tall task to tackle Ish Harris by yourself. He wrapped him up and slung him down.
Yeah, it sure is.
3rd and 5.
Ryan, shout out the offensive line once again. Left tackle, number 62, Aaron Stripmatter. Left guard, number 75, Dag Morgan. Center, number 68, Caleb Holloway. I'll let you go this play.
Pitch right. Ish Harris trying to find some space. Bounces it in. Picks up a block. Ooh. Colin Haynes throwing mid around. Ish Harris gets the sideline. Cuts it back up. Gets the middle of the field. Weaves back out to the numbers before he's finally slung down at the 30. So that goes from the 34 of the Bearcats to the 24 of the Falcons. What a run.
Yeah, and I was just getting a right guard, 77, Jacob Scott, and right tackle, number 72, Colin Haynes, with a big block on that.
Threw a man like a rag doll.
Sure did.
TK coming in to spell Ish after that long run, getting him a breather. Like I said at the start of the drive, good to see Max Holler. He's playing defense last drive, back playing quarterback this drive. This deep in the play, after you see your quarterback slow to get up, you hold your breath for a second. So,
absolutely.
Shotgun formation. It's going to be a handoff to TK up the middle, and he's going to find a little bit of room before he's drugged down after about 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 7 from the Falcon 25-yard line.
Good job by TK protecting the football right there. Bushland, number 50, really trying to strip that thing out. And why not? They have to take some chances.
Looking over the sideline, not quite moving as quickly here on offense, but heard in the Bearcat Insider that we're not really focused on killing the clock because it takes us out of our rhythm offensively. So as long as we keep scoring touchdowns, we're fine. And this is going to be a Max Holler pass play out in the flat, short hopped it. He was feeling the pressure and decided he didn't want to take an unnecessary hit, so he just got rid of it.
Yeah, Ethan Fuentes was bearing down on him, and he kind of threw that off his back foot.
I think TK, the running back in for Ish, might have missed a blocking assignment. Max Holler was instructing him on where he probably should have been.
Yeah, Coach Danny Joe David's talking to TK about that exact same thing.
Ish is back in, though, so it's going to be 3rd and 7 here. 3:30 in the 3rd quarter. Bearcats up 28 points. They're up 42-14. I formation. Max Holler takes a snap. Play action pass. He's going to have Jay Cox in the flat.
Jay, turn it up.
Oh, no. Jay catches it and slips. They don't mark him down. Then he drops the ball. No gain. All that, no gain. This is into the wind here. 25, 35, 42 yards would be the field goal. I don't think so.
No, I'll go for it.
Yeah, we see the flags. Now the wind's still going. Like I said in the pregame, in this direction, it was about 37, 38 yards for Hoel. Normally, Hoel, this is about 43 yards, so I'd say this is his range if there was no wind or we were in the other direction. But with the wind going, 4th and 7, we are going to go for it.
Say throw it to Aston down the seam here.
I think we're going to sneak Jay Cox out in the flat. Oh, somebody out running a wheel route. Max Holler's going to throw it to the end zone, to the pylon. Great coverage. Ball's kind of just put where only his guy could get it. It's going to be a Twin City turnover on down for the Bearcats. Bushland offense going to get another chance to try to put some points up on the board. Been a pretty quiet half after the opening drive for the Bearcats.
Yeah, it sure has. A couple of punts by Bushland and a turnover on downs.
Yeah, so I'm thinking in my head at what point you start seeing some of the younger kids get in, but like it's been brought up a few times with the tempo Bushland runs, they're down 4 touchdowns. They're going to get 6, 7 more possessions in this game at the rate that they run the ball.
They score a couple times, they start to scare you.
Yeah. So it's one of those deals. They need 4 touchdowns. Well, they're going to get a few more. They're going to get more than 4 possessions. So all the starters seem to be still in. They got a numbers problem over here, getting out here late. Avery Smith. Janelle back to pass. He's going to throw deep, the one-on-one. Has a man behind, but the ball was overthrown. Ish Harris was just a step behind. Number 6, Jalen Marshall there, but the ball was overthrown, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Falcons. The Falcons' game is more horizontal passing. Left, right, some runs in between. It's not really been effective for them tonight, and they're trying to get out of their comfort zone and throw the ball down the field.
They have to at this point. Try to get some chunk plays, but...
This is going to be a run. This is the younger Janelle who hits the hole hard, and he's going to get about 13 yards. And he's going to get enough for the first down. It's the younger Janelle brother Caden, and he hit that hole running, didn't he?
He does. He's got some quick feet.
They're going to give it to him again, and he's going to get some yardage this time. Oh, this time he lowers his shoulder and tries to run a man over. He ends up on top, but it was one man on the tackle there. Looked to be TK over there making that tackle.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked they got away from Ethan Fuentes.
Yeah, well, this is drop back. This is going to be a screenplay. Oh, no, they're going deep.
They are going deep to Ish's side again.
And overthrown again. And, Ish Harris these guys are getting behind him by one step. He's kind of keeping his eyes in the backfield. But it's, we're playing high school football. Dare that quarterback to make a perfect throw. Because what happens in a lot of these cases in this classification is that quarterback underthrows it. Ish Harris has his eyes back on the football. He comes back and he's the one that makes the catch. And a few times he's been compromised. He's shown quick hands and knocked the ball out.
Yeah, he really has. He's good at making up that ground.
Rolling out right. They're going to dish this out in the flat. One hand. Oh, Caden Janelle almost brought that in one-handed. But Max Holler was able there to put a hit on him and launch the ball out. It's going to be 4th and 7, and the Bushland Falcons punt team is coming back on the field.
Amazing. 3 punts in a row from these guys.
And this is the traditional formation they've been running with this stack trips formation.
A little bit.
And we're outnumbered.
A little bit more favorable.
Ish thought he was coming off the field. Coach Marsh is telling him, no, you gotta cover somebody here.
I know what Mike McCarthy would call here.
Oh, jeez Louise. The rugby style punt. He's going to run this. He's not punting. Oh,
no, he is punting it.
Oh man, that's a good play.
That's a weapon.
That is a weapon because he's
straight.
Great punt, too. Punt. Yeah, rolling inside the 5-4, rolls out at the 3.5 yard line.
He thought about taking it.
No, I mean he not just thought it. He put them. Yeah. He tucked the ball away like a runner.
And
he was high and tight.
Yeah, he realized that Bearcats closed on him pretty fast, so he wisely punted it.
Yeah, once he realized he
all the way down to the 3.
3.5.
3.5.
He realized he wasn't going to get the corner, and he put the ball on the foot.
Shout out to my old ball coach Jerry Jones. I understand he's listening. I kind of wish we were running a wing T right now because we'd chew up the rest of this game in like one possession.
Minute 23 left in the third quarter here. That is the only complaint I have is I'd like to see us in situations like this. But, it run the clock more. But it made sense, Coach Peacock is concerned that you get out of rhythm on offense when you start changing how you do things,
right.
So we just keep being us and good things will happen, yeah? Hand off to Ish Harris, who's dragging 4, 5, 6 Falcons there.
Ish is doing work.
Yep. 4.5, 5 yards there on the carry for Ish. He was definitely carrying a pile of Falcons.
It's a more steady diet of Ish in a game like this when you're up big late in the game.
Number 78, Eddie Moore of the defense. 5-yard gain on the play.
Bushland looks a little dejected, don't they?
Yeah, they have to be at this point.
I don't think this is what they expected,
No.
They saw how they played Brock early in the year. They saw our score against Brock, and they probably made some assumptions.
They came out of the game like a house on fire.
Max Aller's taking this, and his quarterback runs, sweep out left-hand side, and he's only able to get up to maybe the 10-yard line, which is going to make it 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4?
Yeah, 3rd and 4 here. It was a bit of a bad snap. It was a designed quarterback sweep left where the snap was a bit to Max's right. So he caught it, and he kind of had to spin weird, which kind of put him behind his blockers.
He just ran out of room on this near side.
Yeah, he wasn't able to get the edge because of the snap initially. It was behind him. Here we go, 3rd and 5 for the Bearcats. Max Holler and Ish Harris in the backfield. It's going to go to Ish with not a... He sure can make something out of nothing because there was nothing there, and he gained 2 yards, and it's going to lead to a Bearcat punt. Some whistles being blown. Stopping the clock.
Bushland called timeout.
That's an extremely interesting place to call a timeout. You forced a 4th down deep in the Bearcats are deep in their own territory. It's pretty clear they're going to punt here. Especially
they wanted us punting into the wind, I guess.
Especially how dominant. Oh yeah, that could be the only thing.
I think that's what they wanted. It's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be. Or they're maybe trying to put something on to rush the punt. Because if you block the punt in this situation, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to be a safety or a touchdown. Because the ball's at the 13-yard line, so Aiden Cox is probably going to have his feet in the end zone. Okay. They've gotten some pressure on kicks today.
Originally, they didn't have a punt returner back, but now they're bringing back number 4, Cash Bradley. He's quick. He's dangerous. We're going to have to cover this.
I wonder if Bushland's going to put something on and try to come get this punt.
Cash
Aiden Cox, a punter's heels are on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, and Cash is on the 45.
Oh, it's going to get this one off. High, great punt. This one's going to be not as good as I thought, but it's going to bounce and it's going to work its way to the midfield. Down at the 50-yard line. Now they're going to spot it in Bearcat territory. Bushland's going to get the ball 1st and 10 at the Bearcat 49. Since we only have 18 seconds left here in the quarter, we're going to ride this quarter out before we go to commercials. With 18 seconds left, Bushland might get an entire drive out of the way.
They might. They might. I tell you what, they might as well take a shot deep if they got the wind at their back and they use the timeout. I'd be surprised if they didn't. Right? If they don't take a shot right here,
because they use the timeout so quickly. It's like they knew if we get a stop, we're going to use the timeout. They're dropping pass, looking to sling it deep, but they throw it out in the flats. Fuentes has it go right off his head, right through his hands, right off his helmet, up in the air and incomplete. So there's 1st down. Only took 5 seconds. I'm telling you,
they might be punting before. Before the end of this 3rd quarter.
They want to make sure they had that's why they took the timeout. They wanted to make sure they had the wind at their back when they punted.
When they punted, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Let's see let's see another pass play. It's going to be slung out. A little screen caught. And they're not going to push him out of bounds. I thought they were going to push him out of bounds. Just going to stop the clock. But instead, he barrels his way across the marker line to gain for a 1st down. 4 seconds left. The clock's going to start here in a second. I don't think they're going to get the snap off. And at the end of 3 quarters, your Bearcats are up 28 points. Pilot Point 42, Bushland 14. We're going to take a commercial break and be back for the Peacock family 4th quarter after this.
In 2014, Uppercut Granite was founded with the mission to provide the highest quality fabrication and installation services to home builders, homeowners, and commercial contractors in the DFW and southern Oklahoma areas. With more than 50 years of combined experience in the countertop fabrication industry, the partners of Uppercut Granite possess the skills and expertise necessary to complete even the most difficult projects. Visit Uppercut Granite showroom at 1235 JC Lane in Pilot Point, Texas, or call 940-765-3525 to schedule an appointment. Go Bearcats!
I'm Sandra Jones, a student trainer for the Bearcats, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
And here we are back for the Peacock family 4th quarter. The Bearcats firmly in control. Bushland has the ball, and they've made a 1st down, which I think might have only been one of the first.
The first
I think
first
they
down
got their
second
first
half.
first down of the second half on the last play of the 3rd quarter. So,
and it took an excellent effort by Jalen Marshall on the far side, wide receiver, to break several tackles in order to do so.
Let's see how interested they are in trying to mount a comeback here, starting this 4th quarter. They didn't seem interested in the 3rd quarter.
No, not at all.
Janelle back to pass. He's looking down the field, pressured, sacked.
Yep.
Troy Tincher's the first one there, along with Aiden Cox. And Alex Puga is involved as well. But that looked like Troy Tincher, if he has to share that sack, he's going to share that with number 1, Aiden Cox.
Yeah, that was nice. Converge at the quarterback by Troy and Aiden.
Yeah, that's about a 5-6 yard loss there for the Falcons. So it's going to be 2nd and 15. Their own at the Bearcat 43 yard line. Motion, Fuentes out of the backfield. Janelle back to pass, steps into the pocket.
Good pressure again.
Pressured again. And Troy Tincher,
Got him.
First man again. Aiden, no, that's Alex Puga.
Oh,
Alex Puga comes around the edge, wraps him up, makes the sack. Aiden Cox came in late and helped him clean it up. And that's back-to-back sacks. Man, Alex is out here in a JV jersey, white hat, little undersized, making plays, and has been since the week 1 in the playoffs against Clyde.
That's right.
He's earned his playing time. That's absolutely.
He's a standout at Memorial Stadium in Stephenville.
Janelle back to pass again, steps up in the
Another
pocket,
sack.
and that's the
Wow.
3rd sack in a row. It's a party at the quarterback. Who's that? That's 55, I believe.
Troy Tincher was in there. He was fired up.
55, Eddie Gatton. That's Eddie Gatton's first meeting at the quarterback this year.
Nice.
Yeah, man, oh man, everybody getting in on the action. Well, I don't think they're going to go for this one.
Give that guy a
3 consecutive sacks.
Give that guy a helmet sticker.
Oh boy. They're outnumbered over there, trying to get it lined up. They finally do. Punter was not interested in even looking.
No rugby
Punts
style
off
this time.
Yep, bouncing inside the Bearcat 20, taking a roll, going to be down at about the 17-yard line. 10:06 remaining in the 10:07 remaining in the Peacock family fourth quarter. Bearcats up 42-14 with the ball when we get back.
Enjoy that old-time country feel at the Martin General Store, located in downtown Pilot Point on the historic Pilot Point Square. The best way to describe the general store is it has a little bit of everything, from Circle E candles to specialty jams, dressings, sauces, home decor, kitchen decor, goat's milk soap, jewelry, a large assortment of old-time candy, nostalgic toys and books, pet toys and treats, greeting cards, and gift wrap. She also serves cold drinks, and last but not least, Beth.
And the Bearcat offense is getting us today, trying to sneak in some of these commercials. Tyler Cavalse takes the ball from the 17-yard line and goes 87 yards to the house.
I love the touchdown celebration. It just bounces off the end zone padding.
He couldn't slow down. I had to slow him down.
The field goal post padding right there. That was awesome.
87 yards by TK, right up the middle.
Well-deserved hug from Coach Marsh. Pat on the head from Coach David on the sideline. Way to go, TK.
9:53 left in the game, and we're about to kick an extra point for 49 points.
I'll give it to TK. He scores some exciting touchdowns. That's the second one.
Snap, the hold, the kick is up and good. 9:53 left in the Peacock family fourth quarter. Bearcats up 49-14. This team, week in and week out, is looking like they've found their confidence. They've reaching their potential, and it's just showing every week.
We love to score on big plays. I mean, big plays.
It's a big play machine. We went through a bit of a lull throughout. This has just been the craziest season. Remember early in the year,
2020, bro.
Early in the year, we couldn't put a full game together. We'd had great first halves, bad second halves. Then we transitioned to having great first halves, or mediocre first halves, great second halves. Then we went through a couple weeks with Whitesboro and Ponder where we just didn't look like we were good at anything. And then the Boyd week showed up.
Now we look like world beaters.
Yeah, now, with Brock going down today, I know we got to play the team that beat Brock, but
anything's possible.
The circumstances behind that game, who knows what Brock's mindset was. They might have started getting a little ahead of themselves, and then they get beat. Gives life to, if we can get that next round, gives life to, because it was going to be tough facing Brock again. Now you don't have to play him.
Absolutely. We saw him that first time. Cass Jones was a beast. I'm happy with taking on Jim Ned.
And the scoring drive summary was one play, 87 yards. Tyler Cavalson takes it to the house. That kickoff return there, Southern Junkie kickoff, was fielded and returned. The Bearcat coverage team gets out makes a tackle at the 23-yard line. So 9:46 and counting. I don't want to, a lot of game left to be playing, but this one was looking just with the posture that Bushland has on the sideline when, punting since they come out in the second half.
They didn't look good.
They don't look interested in this football game anymore. And they're going to hand this to Fuentes, and the Bearcats are stretching it out. And Fuentes is going to get a good little gain, about 8 yards.
See, I would have established that guy early and often, but, man, they never committed to Ethan Fuentes.
They've never committed to anything, really. I think because we got them out of their rhythm, didn't really let them have all those explosive plays, slowed their tempo down. Penalty flag on the play. That's their first advanced vet care penalty, hospital penalty in the second half. Told you these guys were going to be sore. Holding on the Falcons. So let's talk Jim Ned a little. So we played Jim Ned last year after we beat Slayton, before we beat Wall.
Yep. It was a good game.
I wasn't following as closely as we do now, but I do remember it being a really good, tight game that Pilot Point pulled out.
Yeah, I think Pilot Point broke it open kind of late second half from the highlights that I remember.
From the videos I've watched of it, I heard their announcers basically talking about how it was a really young team and that their team was just going to continue to get better and better. And this year, to this point, they're 11-1.
Yep.
They won the district championship that they were in, the same district with Wall.
Their only loss was the very first game of the season.
To the Bearcats.
Yeah.
To the Ballinger Bearcats.
Ballinger Bearcats, 14-20, so it wasn't a big loss.
Yep, Janelle, run out left side, almost got that ball stripped.
But since then, man, they've rattled off 11 straight wins. One of them's a COVID victory, it looks like, against Breckenridge.
I got my order mixed up. Looks like we played Jim Ned before we played Slayton. I just imagined that we beat Slayton by so much, I thought we played them first. But no, we played Jim Ned first.
The amazing score there is that first round, they only beat Paradise 21-18. Remember, Paradise had them on the ropes.
Deep ball, Ish Harris trying to go get it. He does.
Nice
he intercepts it, falls down at their own 40. That is Twin City turnover number 6 in the game. 8:37 left in the Peacock family fourth quarter. Janelle, I don't think he wanted any more. He dropped back to pass, and he slung it as far as he could.
You get an interception.
And it was 10 yards past the receiver, and Ish Harris is just playing center field and come down with it.
Good job. Good catch by Ish. He was backpedaling. Had to turn his hips, but he made a nice catch right there.
So if you listen to the Bearcat Insider podcast, Chance asked Coach Morris about getting playoff matchups set and this and that. So I don't, but nobody anticipated. I don't think Jim Ned was going to beat.
It's Curly with the carry, by the way.
Carry, yeah. That Jim Ned was going to beat Brock.
Right.
But so there's we have no information on what day or where that game is going to take place. So I don't know if we'll get any before this broadcast is up. Probably won't. But if something happens and we do, we'll let you guys know. But Jim Ned with the upset of Brock earlier today, that's who we'll be seeing next week.
That's
Curly
shocking.
Brockman had a 1-yard loss in the carry. He is in the backfield. He's a deep back now with Alex Puga playing fullback in front of him. Fumbled snap. And I think Dakota David is going to have got on it. Eddie Moore wants it, but he's not going to get it. Dakota David, I think, who's playing quarterback now.
Yeah, it looks like Dakota David is in a quarterback.
Yep. Fumbled snap under center. Curly Brockman's going to be the deep back. He's standing in that typical Curly Brockman stance.
Like ready to take on the world?
Ready to throw hands at somebody, man. He's got him out in front of him and everything.
Bring it.
Yeah. But it's going to be 3rd and 15 here. Fumble, 2-yard loss on first down, 3-yard loss on the fumbled snap.
Let's get a big play for Curly. Breakaway touchdown.
Yeah. It's going to go to him up the middle. He fumbled the snap, but he picked it up. And he's going to get up to about the 40. That's the original line of scrimmage, and the Bearcats going to send the punt team out. He took that handoff and hit him right in the chest, bounced on the ground, but, sometimes that oblong shake football will take a nice hop, and it bounced right back up into his arms, and he got 5 yards on the carry.
He got a friendly hop on that one for sure. Right back up to him.
So Jim Ned, 11-1 on the year. Their average, their defenses, I think they're strong. So they're averaging 13.5 points a game against. They're only scoring 35.5 points a game for. But I think the defense is going to be their calling card. A little bit of pressure on the punt, but Aiden Cox gets another good one off. Fair caught at the 20-yard line by Cash Bradley. And to me, that's another sign that they just really aren't in this football game anymore.
Why would you
Cash Bradley had about 5 yards of separation with 2 linemen down the field covering him. So he had 5 yards to beat 2 linemen in open field, and he decided he didn't even want to give it a shot.
Interesting decision.
Yep. So 6:35 left here in the Peacock family fourth quarter with the Bearcats up 35 points, 49-14 in the regional semifinals. Empty backfield for Bushland. Cash Bradley, Wildcat quarterback, takes a snap, runs right, and he runs into a wall of Bearcats. Try to shout out some guys. Ryan Stewart getting in. Dakota David playing.
Ronnie on that tackle.
Dakota David playing middle linebacker. Tyler Kowalson playing deep safety here. Still got some of the other usual starters in. We got Preston Webb in there playing slot corner.
Aston Kirby still a corner over here.
Hand off the middle to Fuentes. Breaks the first tackle. TK along with who I think is going to be Ish Harris come up and make the tackle there. Yeah, but the Bearcats, they never make mass substitutions. They normally work them in a few guys at a time. So we started to see some substitutions in on offense and defense here. Snap, handoff to Fuentes. Puga along with big Ryan Riney make the tackle. That's actually Ryan Riney. Wrapped him up, jumped on his back. Alex Puga jumped in and helped clean it up. So, Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, they get a lot of things wrong. I think they've picked us as the underdog every week in the playoffs, except maybe the Clyde game.
Yeah, it was shocking they picked us to be upset by one.
And what's especially shocking is they predicted that it would be a Pilot Point versus Brock rematch in the regional final. So why they keep picking us to lose every week, but it ultimately picked us to get to the next round is kind of surprising.
Yeah, and the other thing is I saw that their little 4 picks by all their experts and the computer pick, they all had Brock winning the state championship.
Yep.
Did you see that release this week?
No. Crew Chandler gets in. He's going to play corner for Ish Harris. Eddie Gatton back in.
So they all got that wrong.
He's spelling Alfonso Ortiz, who got in the game a little bit. And I didn't see what happened, but looked like there was no gain on that play. I did miss a first down, but the first down carry went nowhere. That was the younger Janelle, Caden Janelle, with the carry up the middle for no gain. Got a white hat playing middle linebacker. Must be Curly. Curly sticks his nose in, grabs the quarterback around the ankles, brings him down. Curly Brockman making a tackle there on 2nd and 9.
Boy, Curly.
It's going to be 3rd and 6 here. Another white hat making his way in. We have a roster that has a lot of these guys' names on it this week. Eddie Batista made his way in playing defensive tackle for the Bearcats.
Good to see them getting experience again.
Yeah, the regional semifinals.
Yeah.
Screen out to number 20, Sutterfield. Makes a catch and a jump cut, but can't get the first down. So it's going to be 4th and short. I imagine Bushland's going to go for this one. That's Brody Sutterfield. Well, 4th and 2 for the Falcons here. 3:49 and counting in the Peacock family 4th quarter. And this is going to be a handoff to the younger Janelle, and he's not going to get it. Ryan Stewart was one of the 2 men on the tackle there, trying to get the number of the other guy. That looked like it was big Eddie Gatton, who had a sack earlier. So Eddie Gatton, Ryan Stewart team up for the 4th down stop. And that's a Twin City turnover on downs. The PA announcer is still bringing it.
He is.
In a 35-point game with 3.5.
We're trying to be a little low energy, kind of respectful over here.
He didn't have a 2.5-hour drive.
No, he didn't. Yeah. He didn't start at 5:30 this morning, apparently.
Yeah, he wasn't at the Bearcat breakfast.
No.
Bearcats lined up. Eddie, it looks like Puga is going to be the fullback with Curly Brockman at running back. Dakota David takes a snap, and he's going to hand it up the middle. That may not be Brockman.
That's Curly.
That's Curly. Curly dragging men around.
That's Curly doing Curly stuff.
First down, gets almost to the 40-yard line, gets to the 41-yard line of the Falcons. Man, he had a little shiftiness to him.
You get off of Curly's foot.
Somebody grabbed him around the ankle. He's just dragging him along with him.
Hey. Doing his Jerome Bettis impersonation there.
Oh, they might want to take Curly out for Bushland's safety. He's running with some.
You're on to something there.
Yeah, he's running with some
vigor. It's almost unsportsmanlike that we've got him in the game.
Dakota David takes a snap, and that's going to be just a quarterback dive. Curly Brockman is lead blocking for him. Clear some space for 1 yard.
I don't know if they call that blocking, but he was escorting.
Yeah, that's.
Curly's not interested in blocking. He wants to tote the mail here.
That's right. You don't get that strut by blocking. Deep back, and they're going to pitch it to him. He catches it, and he's not going to get the edge. That was a good play by Fuentes. Oh, that's not Fuentes. Come on, buddy.
No reason to pound your chest when you're losing.
Kobe Serta with the great tackle.
But
he's down 35 points, and he's beating his chest to the 5-point sideline.
The Aggie that was losing to Oklahoma 77-7 and was doing that a couple years back.
Get one tackle for a loss, and you beat your chest at the thing.
No reason for that.
Okay, Kobe. Man, Curly just oozes confidence when he's out here on the field. And they're going to hand the ball to. Oh no, he dropped it! Dang it! It's on the ground.
Yeah,
he's just so energized to go get somebody.
If you don't know who Curly Brockman is or have never seen him play, I guess if you're an old school Bearcat fan, for me, he's very similar to Shane Blagg.
I have a hard time thinking Shane Black had as much swagger as Curly Brockman.
Yeah, he's got a lot of swagger. Curly does. You can tell. He exudes toughness. He's coming off the field, though, unfortunately, because it's 4th down.
He'll be back on defense here in a
Man,
minute.
Curly's
Middle linebacker, baby.
He's got some quick legs. He's an Energizer bunny.
You know one thing, low snap fielded, Aiden Cox gets it, and he's going to put it up in the air. Good punt, fair catch, going to let it bounce. It's going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Curly, if anybody hadn't been to a Bearcat game and seen Curly's been playing since the middle of the season for the Bearcats.
Right.
And you see him out there.
It's a Paradise game. He came in at middle linebacker.
Yeah, it might have been.
Soroka was out.
Yeah, Soroka was out. Max Holler was out. He is one of the smaller guys on the field. And from up here, he looks like a small guy. But he's playing running back for the Bearcats. He's playing middle linebacker. He's sticking his nose in, making tackles. He's running the football.
Utility.
And he walks, I'm telling you, I call it the Brockman strut. He doesn't just walk around, he struts around, man. And here he is. He's going to have a chance to get into a tackle here. He's in the pile of Bearcats, bringing him down. It's going to be a 7-yard carry there, under a minute left. This is all but a formality.
He did get a touchdown earlier in the season, remember?
No, I don't think he did. I think it was TK.
It was? I thought Curly got in. I'm pretty sure he got one at
he had an 18-yarder last week.
I thought it was against Boyd.
Coming in hard and making that tackle. That is number 10, Edwin Rodriguez, on that tackle. And there's going to be one more play ran in this football game, I imagine. 20 seconds left. Bushland doesn't even have to run a play if they don't want to, but they're lined up. They're going to run one more play, hand it off to Fuentes up the middle.
Nice little run by Fuentes.
Yeah.
We're going to bring him down.
Preston Webb along with maybe TK in the backfield.
Caleb Marsh is going to be upset. We're so close to the 50-burger.
They started running the clock.
He says he could taste it.
Yeah, they started running the clock. You got robbed, Caleb. You got robbed. They started running the clock.
There's a running clock tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is final here in Vernon, Texas. Pilot Point Bearcats 49, Bushland Falcons 14. Pilot Point will move on to the Region 1 Finals next weekend. The time and date are to be determined, but it will be against the Jim Ned Indians. So it'll be a rematch of the opening round of the playoffs last year, in which Pilot Point edged out Jim Ned in what was a pretty good game. And that game might have sparked the idea of getting the Bearcat media empire off the ground. I know that.
Yeah, Jim Ned guys are good.
I know that Chance had a good conversation with those guys and decided he wanted to get this going. So, they were kind of sparked the idea, and we're going to get to rematch them next week. And like I said, we don't have a time and date. If we're going to have a post-game show here in about 5 minutes or less, if we have the information by the time we come on or go off on that, then we will let you guys know, but I don't anticipate that. So we're going to go, once again, we went final here in Vernon. Bearcats 49, Falcons 14. We're going to go to a quick commercial break and come back with some stats.
Hey Bearcat fans, this is Coach Marsh. I know that whenever practice is over and I get home late, the first place I think of is Nick's Italian. You can go to Nick's Italian or you can call it at 940-686-2520. You get great quality food at a great price, not to mention the friendly service that you receive from Nick and his staff. Next time you're hungry and you don't feel like dragging out all those pots and pans and trying to cook for a family of 6, call Nick's Italian and they'll take care of you. Nick's has been family owned and operated since 2003. You can find the restaurant at 1340 South Highway 377 in Pilot Point, Texas. Support a veteran owned business in Nick's Italian. Go Bearcats.
I'm number 12, Max Holler, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
The Curtis and Holly Peacock family are proud supporters of Pilot Point ISD. The perseverance that our students have shown in these unprecedented times is a true reflection of what it means to be a Pilot Point Bearcat. The Peacocks want to wish all students in Pilot Point ISD a great 2021 school year and encourage them to continue to be an example to others. The Peacock family is always behind the Pilot Point Bearcats and Lady Cats. And remember, it is a great day to be a Pilot Point Bearcat.
I'm senior varsity cheerleader Aspen McCord, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Hi, I'm Greg Pelzel. Here at Pelzel Printing, we do custom embroidery, custom screen printing, and promotional product. You can reach Greg Pelzel at 940-453-5443. Go Bearcats.
I'm Miguel Prado, student trainer for the Bearcats, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
And here we are for the Twin City post-game show. Twin City got a lot today with all these turnovers and the post-game show and all that.
Plenty of turnovers.
Man, so speaking of turnovers, let's get straight to takeaways. Pilot Point forced 6 turnovers today. 5 of them actually came from the Bushland offense. 1 was the muff punt. Man, that's 49-14. It's not really surprising when you force 6 turnovers.
Yeah, a couple interceptions by Ish, a couple by Avery. Man, that was nice.
Defense all over the place tonight. Well, the passing game really didn't get much more efficient in the second half. 7 of 19 for Max Haller, 76 yards. Dakota David, 0 for 1. He did have the interception. Max Haller on the ground, 18 carries, 172, 3 touchdowns. This is the number I wanted to see, John. Ish Harris, 18 carries, 243.
243.
That includes 153 yards in the second half. 9 carries, 153 in the second half alone.
Wow.
Yeah, so we got Curly Brockman, 4 carries, 12 yards. Dakota David, 1 for 1. Tyler Kavalson had 1 carry. His first carry was for 0 yards. His second carry was for 87. So that's a 43.5-yard average right there. And, he had his touchdown. Through the air, Cox brothers both had 3 catches. One had 37 yards. The other had 32. Avery Smith, 1 for 9. Bearcat offense had 14 first downs. They only committed 3 penalties, 1 turnover. They did have 6 takeaways. 515 rushing yards, John. 515. Wow. 76 yards through the air for 590 yards. The Bearcats had 3 sacks that came in consecutive plays, back to back to back.
Consecutive sacks.
Man, oh man, so here we are. Got the regional finals next week. Last year they played the Jim Ned game in Graham. Or not Graham, they played it in Saginaw, which I personally would absolutely love being back. That'd be the first time.
You got a little history there.
First time I would have been there since we beat Godley there back in 2009. I didn't make the game last year.
Is that the Homer Call of the year?
The ticket has the Homer Call of the year. Took place in that stadium for 2009 when Ruben Martinez kicked that game winner.
That was awesome. I was there.
But guys, the Bearcats completely dominated. Take the first drive away from Bushland, and they really didn't do anything.
Man,
one more big play, and outside of that, it was nothing all night.
The way Bushland came out, though, on fire, I didn't know that we were going to be sitting here talking 49-14 when it was 7-0 in their favor.
Before you blinked, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? Last week we talked about the first play touchdown. It happened so quick you can kind of brush it off. It was a free play. They went deep. I was a little concerned about this drive because it wasn't like that. It was just play in the end zone.
It was so fast.
Yep.
Their pace was so quick, and we didn't appear to be ready for it. But man, after that first drive, it was all good.
All good here in Vernon, Texas. Well, everybody, the Pilot Point Bearcats I think that the trophy presentation ceremony must have just wrapped up. I heard the Bearcat faithful cheering real loud.
Got another gold ball.
They're starting to stack up.
Yeah,
They're starting to stack up, these golden footballs. And kind of recapping, Bearcats win 49-14. That follows up the upset of Jim Ned beating Brock earlier in the day. So next week, we will have a Regional 1 final with a chance to move on to the state semifinals against the Jim Ned Indians.
Home of Colt McCoy.
Home of Colt McCoy. I think Texas country music singer Aaron Watson lives in that area as well. I've seen some photos. Well, thanks to all you guys for listening. Thanks to Pilot Point ISD, pilotpointbearcats.com. Thanks for Bushland ISD, Vernon ISD for hosting. All the fans that participated in the chat today. Chance Kirby, Travis Marsh, statistician Buzz Menard, production assistant Molly Holloway, sound engineer Roger Marsh. Our title sponsor, Speed-O-Lite Broadband. All the rest of our sponsors from Ryan Menard and John Little. Thank you guys, and good night.
Go Bearcats.